until fall so a replacement can be chosen.
Conservative UK Prime Minister Boris Johnson stepping down as party leader, which then should lead to him departing as the PM. He broke the news in front of his famous office home at number 10 Downing Street. This after an amazing 36 hours in UK politics, during which a third of his government quit in protest, demanding that he leave. That in response to that latest promotion scandal and, frankly, months of controversial behavior and governing.
Fox's Greg Palcott in London. Rafael Nadal has withdrawn from Wimbledon. Nadal considered stopping in the quarterfinals against Taylor Fritz, wincing from abdominal pain, unable to play his customary style of tennis, but adjusted and managed to win. The 22-time Grand Slam champion now saying he has an abdominal injury and will not play his semifinal match tomorrow. America's listening to Fox News.
JV International Safety Equipment has it all for you. Fall protection, rain gear, traffic signs, speed bumps, custom signs and banners, PPEs, fire extinguishers, plus more. Check them out on Facebook at JV International Safety Equipment Company or visit their website, www.jvisec.com. JV International Safety Equipment, Guam's leader in occupational and environmental safety equipment. Call 688-9524. JV International Safety Equipment, located in Harmon Industrial Park.
What's for breakfast at KFC under $3.95, you ask? What's for breakfast at KFC that's different than the other guys, you ask? KFC's chicken wrap, sausage wrap, the Colonel's chicken congee, chicken fried steak, sausage biscuit and gravy, and biscuit sandwiches made with KFC's original fluffy biscuits. All for under $3.95 and all only at KFC. Plus, with waffles and the Colonel's chicken fried rice, we've got something for everyone.
So visit KFC for breakfast today. It's finger-licking good.
The Detroit Police Department announces Officer Lauren Courts died from gunshot wounds sustained while responding to a shooting last night. Detroit Police Chief James White calling on elected leaders to protect police officers.
It's not just us. We need the courts. We need the lawmakers to step up. It's getting a little bit old hearing about what everyone's going to do. It's time to do it.
Chief White says the officers were ambushed by the gunman. Officer Courts was among those in the vehicle. The shooter was hit by gunfire from another officer. His identity has not been released. Twitter says it's stepping up the fight against spam accounts.
Twitter in a conference call insisting spam accounts are well under 5% on the social media platform and that it removes over 1 million spam accounts each day, up from the 500,000 a day previously reported, which a company says it weeds out each day in its fight against automated bots. Executives also told reporters Twitter uses humans to review accounts and determine what's spam. The briefing comes as billionaire Elon Musk threatens to halt a deal to purchase Twitter unless there's proof that spam or fake accounts represent less than 5% of its users. Lillian Wu, Fox News.
A Happy Days star hopes to hop into politics. Fox's Monica DeLuca.
Actor Anson Williams announcing at a city council meeting that he plans to run for mayor of Ojai, California.
Sunday, Monday, Happy Days.
Williams played Patsy Weber on the TV sitcom Happy Days, along with Henry Winkler's The Fonz. Winkler already giving Williams the thumbs up, replying to a tweet about the news, saying, "You have my vote." The actor would be campaigning against current Ojai Mayor Betsy Sticks, who's running for re-election.
I'm Ann Carrick, and this is Fox News.
Fly to new experiences with 3 times United miles with First Hawaiian Bank's United credit card. Earn 3 times per dollar spent on United tickets purchased through United ticketing channels until February 28, 2023, and 2 times miles thereafter. Visit any First Hawaiian Bank branch or go to fhb.com/United for more information. Don't wait. Apply today. First Hawaiian Bank. It all starts with yes.
Hafa, this is Josh here at APL. Our expertise and extensive network can help you grow your business and reach out to more global markets. As a responsible carrier, APL is also committed to a sustainable future, whether it's protecting the environment or investing our efforts in giving back to the community. Our dedicated teams in Guam, Saipan, and on U.S. mainland are here to support you. Call 588-4651 or visit www.apl.com.
I love BK Chicken Fries. Chicken Fries Friday is back.
Every Friday in July, visit any participating Burger King and say, I love BK chicken fries. And get a free 9-piece chicken fries with the purchase of a chicken fries combo meal. Perfect dipping in our barbecue, honey mustard, ranch, zesty, and sweet and sour sauces. Top off your chicken fries with jalapeno bites and a refreshing Coca-Cola. Come and join our celebration every Friday at BK in Tumon Bay, Hagåtña at the Micronesia Mall, and the airport. BK your way.
Half a day and good morning, Guam. It's 6:06 on Friday, July 8. I'm Donna De Jesus with a look at your local news on The Point. The Mayor's Council wants known drug houses in villages to be shut down as a way of reducing illicit drugs and drug-related crimes. This was a major point of discussion with GPD during Wednesday's meeting of the Community Crimes Task Force. The task force was created in March to work hand-in-hand with the Neighborhood Watch program and the mayors. Dedido Mayor Melissa Savares says that there are a number of known drug houses in the village and nothing is being done about them. Police Chief Stephen Ignacio says addressing suspected drug houses requires a different level of investigation, adding that officers cannot bust into a suspected drug house based on a call. The issue of meth in the community was noted to be a contributing factor to various crimes. Meanwhile, the boat impounded by GPD last month is suspected to have carried individuals seeking asylum in Saipan. On June 13, the GPD investigated a boat found on the shore of Tumon Bay before it was impounded for safekeeping. Assistant Chief for the Special Enforcement Division of Guam Customs and Quarantine Agency, Colonel Philip Tyron Jr., says they suspected the Chinese nationals who were conditionally paroled in Saipan had arrived in the boat, which has become common since late last year. Tyron adds that the Chinese nationals were conditionally paroled into the CNMI and asked for asylum into the United States, which is why they remained in Saipan. Tyron explains that they are able to travel freely throughout the U.S., but not by plane. If their arrival on Guam through a port had been cleared, they would not be in violation of customs law. We'll have more news after this.
Gas is expensive, so let the bank come to you. Through our remote deposit capture, you can deposit your checks into your account from your phone. And with our Dynamite Bank Pacific Visa debit card, you can use your money anytime, anywhere. It's the perfect combo.
Now we're banking on the future. Services to choose. Bank Pacific, where others put branches, we place roots.
Equal housing lender. Member FDIC. Crank it up.
Republican gubernatorial candidates Felix Camacho and Tony Ada have unveiled their campaign platform. At the Tumon Sands Plaza yesterday, Camacho took veiled jabs at his two gubernatorial rivals over their handling of the pandemic that contributed to the permanent closure of several businesses. Ada introduced the team's 7 pillars of influence and opportunity: business, education, family, government, faith, justice, and health. They encompass everything from addressing safety and security to the high cost of living and growing the economy. Camacho says they will look for ways to spark local business, like rolling back the business privilege tax from 5% to 4%, citing a continued increase in military spending related to the buildup could help fill any revenue hole and diversify the economy. Camacho adds that GPD's Mandania Drug Task Force was one of the programs that were unnecessarily dismantled during the current administration and wants to revive it because of Guam's rising drug-related crime rate. Camacho and Ada are unchallenged in the Republican gubernatorial primary. And gas prices are down again, this time by 25 cents. 3 days ago, gas prices dropped by 15 cents to $6.15 a gallon. Last night, Mobil and 76 gas stations lowered the price of regular grade fuel to $5.90. Shell is expected to follow suit. Guam has not had gas prices below $6 since around April. This is the third time fuel prices were reduced since Governor Lou Leon Guerrero signed a law that temporarily lifts the liquid fuels tax 2 weeks ago. International oil prices have been dropping in recent weeks from a high of $139 a barrel in late March to below $100 yesterday. And those were your top stories here on The Point. Now here's Ray with your weather.
Okay, fine. On screen right now is the sign from the Foodie Shell right by the radio station over by JFK, $5.89 per gallon for regular gasoline, and then you've got the other prices for V-Power or diesel, which I don't buy because I don't need those. My truck doesn't need the really, really good stuff, and if I put diesel in there, it ain't going to go. So just $5.89.9 is where it is right now here this morning, and I personally thought that should be the top story of the day. Gas prices are down by a quarter. How about that? Let's go, Brandon. More, all the way. Come on to the max. Take it back down to where it was when Trump was in office. You think it's possible that we might be able to? I'm just calling it, I'm referring to it today as a Christmas in July miracle. Yes. And they're working on more Christmas in July miracles as well. All right. Here it comes, the weather. Occasional showers and possibly a thunderstorm. There's highs near 85 degrees. Light southeast winds becoming east-southeast 5 to 9 miles an hour this morning for those of you that are really, really paying attention to what's going on in the direction of the wind. Showers likely and possibly a thunderstorm in tonight's forecast. Cloudy skies. Overnight low should be about 74 degrees. I'm looking for some sunshine here over the weekend. Unless Carl Gutierrez makes it his way back, I think we're stuck with mostly cloudy skies. Highs near 86 degrees. Overnight lows over the next couple of nights of about 76 degrees. Scattered showers are in the forecast, so you can expect that between here and it looks like Sunday afternoon. Heat index going to make it feel like 90 degrees. Sunrise this morning was at 5:59. Sunset tonight is going to be at 6:52, 6:12 in the morning. There it is. News and weather together brought to you by Bank Pacific. Banking in the Pacific for, he says proudly, 68 years.
As part of our ongoing commitment to keeping you connected, GTA is proud to participate in the Affordable Connectivity Program. The Affordable Connectivity Program, or ACP, provides eligible households with a $30 credit toward internet or mobile services. And now, if you qualify for ACP, you can get internet for as low as $28 a month. We're making it simple for both new and existing customers to apply this credit toward GTA internet and mobile services. To see if you qualify, visit gta.net. GTA, we start with you.
Check out the newest hydro and garden center to hit Guam, Crop King Hydro. We have a huge selection of plant nutrients, soils, hydroponic mediums, organic pest control pumps, plant support, tools, and so much more. Call 635-4769. 635-GROW. Open Monday through Saturday, 10 to 6 at the Dededo Satina Mall, right across from Payless and Paradise Fitness. For whatever you grow, think Crop King Hydro.
Crop King Hydro. Subway's Eat Fresh Refresh brings you the sequel to the Sweet Onion Chicken Teriyaki. It's the new Sweet Onion Steak Teriyaki. Tender, juicy steak marinated in the tangy new Sweet Onion Teriyaki sauce, stacked high on toasted artisan Italian bread, topped with American cheese, green peppers, red onions, and drizzled with a new Sweet Onion Teriyaki sauce. Given to your cravings at Subway. Eat Fresh. Ray Gibson Show. Also brought to you by APL. American President Lines, a global presence with a local home.
The Ray Gibson Show. Morning talk that matters. Call now, 888-TALK. That's 888-8255.
I have a head cold and I'm grouchy. I just want to say that right now. I want to get that out of my system. I don't. It's not COVID. I'm pretty sure it's not COVID. I didn't bother bugging anybody in my family to see if I could get copies of their test kits or something like that. But it started the other day. Nothing major in the throat, but I can feel it. And then I've got this constant just a drip. There's a drip going on.
That means it's the end, Ray.
There could be. I mean, I better start putting my affairs in order, or get the lawyer on the line, figure out who's going to get the cat, that kind of thing.
Leave me the cooler, bro.
They're going to bury me with the cooler, dude. It's a Yeti. Hey, welcome to the program. Excuse the mess. It is the Ray Gibson Show on 93.3 The Point. My name is Ray. Thrilled as usual to be here with you. Even though I've got snotty, runny nose, I'm absolutely, because it's Friday. It's Friday. This was the goal because I could feel this crap coming on the other day, and all I could think of was make it to Friday. Just make it to morning, make it to daylight on Friday, and then everything will be all right. Hop, skip, and a jump, 3.5, 4 hours worth of high-quality radio and talk radio, and then I can go home and just bang, thud on the couch. You know what I mean?
Yeah, till Sunday night.
Fetal position, just make noises, call my sisters. What do you want? Change the channel, make me soup. You know, that kind of thing.
Well, if you don't die, you'll live,
You'll
Ray.
live. Thank you very much, Your Honor. I appreciate that. Hey, that guy over there doing the laughing, that's Real Joe. He gets the phone when you call it. 888-825-5888. TALK is the telephone number. Very similar to the Meme Machine telephone number, which is online at 797-8255. 797-8255. Now, he did not send it to me. So that I could, he did not send it to the Meme Machine. He sent it to me.
Oh, yeah.
First, I woke up to this morning. I woke up to this picture in my WhatsApp. Felix Camacho, Tony Ada, and Frank Uggan.
Oh, that's Frank. I thought it's Antonio
I know,
Banderas.
Hey, you're looking at, wait.
It's very Rico
He's
there.
got that kind of, he's got that beardy thing going, right? I'm like, whoa, how about
I think
that?
it looks good.
Oh, very Spanish.
Not
there.
bad. I love the background. I love the wallpaper. I like the scenery in the background. But I thought that was interesting. So it's apparently it's the team of Felix, Tony, and Frank.
Is that the chief of staff, Ray?
Couldn't tell you right now. But apparently it was a happy get together, and the words "You have my support" may have been uttered. Clatu nictu vrata, which is Latin for "I'm your man" in a Democratic Party, right? So this is an interesting new. Well, maybe not new, because it wasn't that long ago we had the picture of Frank buying them coffee over at Teray. What do we know about Teray?
Cameras everywhere and great meetings.
That's how we got that. So the Meme Machine is online. I sent it to myself, 797-8255, if you've got some stuff that you would like to send over in this direction. Donna D., welcome to the program. Good to have you here. Are we going to take care of news and headlines all morning long?
Yeah.
Currently the plan. All right, very, very good. Okay, so we'll work through all of that kind of. Do you have any plans for the weekend? Do you just work?
Do I ever?
No.
Yeah.
Sorting mail.
Sorting mail.
Sorting mail.
How do you sort it? By box number or by size? Height, width, that kind of thing. Is there
Box number first, and
box
then
number
size.
first? Okay, gotcha. What do you do when you got somebody that only paid for the little box but keeps getting big boxes? Is there a thing?
There's only one size of a box.
Right. Okay.
But the only thing is, hey, if you have packages, pick it up.
Okay, so you just kind of leave the packages out?
Yeah. Well, in the back in storage.
So they got to say, I think I got. Do you let them know they've got a big thing coming? Okay.
Usually they have notifications, right?
Okay, because I always thought, I go every once in a while. I swing by a condo. A friend of mine lives in a condo, and the mailman just comes and puts all the boxes on this common table on the outside.
Oh.
And I'm going, why does this feel like shopping to me? Why does this feel like, it's just kind of a random grab bag? You never know what you're going to get.
Tweaker flea market.
You ever notice that sometimes Amazon will do that? You order like a small thing and it comes in a massive box.
Yes, and it damages it.
Right?
Yeah.
It rolls around on the inside. I don't know. 6:18 in the morning. So Donna's going to take care of all of that. The adventures of our own personal mail lady. As I said, you've got the telephone numbers. Don't be shy about using them. And there might be some time. I don't know. This is going to be a tricky morning for me because I'm all snotty and runny. But the other thing is the most important document that I think I'm going to handle today is the Camacho Ada Uggan platform, the 7 pillars of influence and opportunity. And yes, I am going to throw the Uggan name in there all morning long, just because it's amusing to me. 40 pages or so, but it gets down to the end of it. It says 7 pillars of influence and opportunity: business, education, family, government, faith, justice, health. Those are the big 7 in there, and curious as to how all of these things are going to be woven into a tapestry that could make Guam again, if you know what I mean. I know Carl Gutierrez used that a couple of years ago,
man.
But it's such a thing, What do you think it's going to take for us to do all of this? I've got a couple of ideas in my head. We got to do something about the drug problem. I think that's a big scourge. The economy of Guam, I think, is another real problem. Despite what's happening around the nation and the world, prices here, prices there. We've got kind of our own we've got our own problems. I think we have our own opportunities. So it comes down to people smarter than me having those conversations and having the ability to actually do something about them. But anyway, I digress. Other items in the table of contents, the Attorney General candidate Doug Moylan on the radio yesterday, and he was asked if he was going to be paying attention to the Attorney General Camacho's free virtual cannabis regulation roundtable.
Oh, man.
Which
I'm still getting hit on it.
8:15 this morning. It's going to be today, 4-hour roundtable, 8:15. You'll be able to watch the live stream at the OAG's YouTube page. And that'll be exciting, depending on what Carlina is wearing. Just saying.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Hey, how about that? A hat, Carlina, could you? You look so pretty in a hat. Anyway, 6:20 in the morning. So we were asking him about that because John Savars wanted to know. And then he said, oh, these guys, we're going to have a real problem with cannabis on Guam because I have got to enforce the federal regulations, which keeps marijuana as a Schedule I drug. And as far as he is concerned, constitutionally and legally, according to Congress, it is still illegal. It's still a Class I, Schedule I drug. And he is going to have to enforce whatever the laws are. Anyway, so I said, because Doug and I will do that. We can get into conversation. I said, well, Doug, it's kind of interesting because the federal government doesn't see any reason to pursue the enforcement of any of these Schedule I statutes. Clint Ridgell saw that and clipped it out and stuck it on the Instagram, basically saying, I'm not voting for Doug Moylan, and then something about hashtag Kaduka Ray, which is my Instagram handle.
Oh,
Kaduka Ray gets it. Okay, so you know what's happened in the last 24 hours?
Mayhem.
Every stoner on Instagram is now following me.
Oh, wow.
I'm huge.
That's
I'm
great.
huge
There you
with
go,
the
Ray.
stoners, all the reefer boys and reefer girls.
Send the samples.
I'm just saying, hey, can I get into that expo for free? Did you see that? They've got a marijuana expo, I think, happening at the Hyatt tomorrow.
Yeah, concentrates and all the goodies.
Bro, if you want to go, $150.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got to pay to play, Ray.
VIP is $250.
Gotta pay the cost to be the boss.
Can you guys send me the Cliff Notes? You just send over the bag of the swag, and it will be as though I went, because apparently with $250, you get a swag bag with all kinds of cannabis-related goodies, but non-consumption. It's supposed to be like this big, where nobody's going to be allowed to smoke this stuff.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
Yeah, right. I get that feeling. You pass by the bathrooms over at the Hyatt. See,
I hope Doug goes.
What's that smell? I hope Doug goes.
I hope he goes.
6:22 in the morning. There's so much to get to here. Friday morning, and again, the big deal in my mind is gas is down 25 cents. I don't know if it's going to stay that way. I've been watching West Texas crude under $100 over the last couple of days, but today, according to the guys that are watching this on the CNBC, oil now, West Texas at $102.33. So I don't know. Maybe that's just a blip. If you've got room in the tank, buy it today under $6 a gallon because I don't know what's going to be happening in the future. Tapas also took a major dump. I was looking at that yesterday. 125 was the last figure that I got. But last night, because Real Joe was encouraging me to do the research, even though I was surrounded by a mountain of Kleenex. I did it for you, Real Joe.
Thank you.
And found a new number for Tapas, trading around $114 in recent trade. So it is serious, $9-10 dump from where it was the last few days down to $115. That makes a difference, and I think that's why we're seeing gasoline again under $5 a barrel. But how long is it going to stay there? Volatile oil markets, and don't turn your back on it, and take nothing for granted. Continue your conservation habits. Continue taking short showers like Phil Flores over at Bank Pacific, celebrating 68. Well, Jerry Roberts I think Jerry Roberts is a long cold shower guy, because if you don't have to turn on the hot water heater, you can just stay under there all you want.
Thank you.
Quick question: does going to the swimming pool, jumping in the swimming pool, constitute taking a shower? This is the debate I've had with my mother and virtually every woman in my life since I was a little boy.
Mean anything to you?
What? It's got chlorine in it.
No.
It's more chlorinated than the water coming out of the
Yeah,
hose.
you have to wash off that chlorine.
Well, it's not dirty. I mean,
Don't
you find the aroma of chlorine on a man handsome? Don't you find that as irresistible?
No.
Because you're a weirdo. It's 6:24 in the morning. Let's talk to these other weirdos here.
Sometimes you want to go where everybody knows your name, and they're always glad you came.
like that. 6:25 in the morning. Great way for us to start off our Friday morning. And number one guy in the gizmo here is Jay Rojas. Happy birthday, Jay. Ding, 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 ding. And you might be wondering, are you guys going to do that every time Jay Rojas' name comes up on the screen? The answer is, oh, hell yes. Come on. We got supreme talent here. Look at what she did. Just, on the weekend. Hey, I'll put together a thing for Jay. Auntie Bennett Lujan Duenas from Family Finance Online here this morning. Ponch San Jose Nukes. A great day in the morning, y'all. There's big man Rico B, Manny, and Ning Regis. That is Sandra Regis, Biba's mom and dad. Let me see. Janet Sardoma is online. Interesting to read some of the comments. There's I'm trying to remember who it is, but somebody is posting some old pictures of Guam. I think I might have a couple that I can share with you, but some older pictures of Guam in the 1960s and 70s. And I want to say there was a picture there of the old Corn Building. Now, the Corn Building torn down a couple of years ago and had not seen anything like
Charlie's Place.
Yeah. Yeah, but apparently, it's Jan's family had some business interest down there, and she talks about growing up with the Israel kids because they had their place, and Donna and Mike and everybody else, we all kind of grew up and played tag at a place called Diana's in the old Corn Building back in the old Guam. Dale Laudet is online. Mike Grace Blas, Sarita Guerin says, it's another weekend coming up. Rain or shine, make it worth it and create good memories. Sarita says, I think along the same mindset as I am. Every day, you should do something that is worthy of a selfie. Every day, there ought to be somebody that you just cannot resist standing next to and taking a picture of you, or maybe you with a great background behind you. Some great way for you define it, to punctuate, to define every single day. Charles Craw online, got the Post Canteen. Wow. Reminder, Queen of Hearts drawing tonight, 7 p.m. Jackpot, $4,450. And it will grow to a higher number, almost $5,000.
Yes.
Almost $5,000 in the Queen of Hearts thing. Do me a favor. How many cards do you have left on that? How is it possible that you don't have a crowd of thousands of people at the Post Canteen at the VFW every Friday night, dying to get in there, throw their money down, and take a chance with Lady Luck? Huh? Is it possible? Doris Doug Mitchell is there. I got Steve Klein saying good morning. Post Canteen base gas $4.84.9. Starting tomorrow. On base, the auto ports, they flip out the gas prices on Saturdays. And according to Post, it's going to be going down to $4.85
Enlist rate
per gallon. They don't want me. They trust me, they don't want me. They would name the brig after me after a couple of weeks. It'd be just the Gibson Re-Education Center, I think is what they're going to call it. Greg Bosnight is there saying Magandan, everything here. Mark Cruz doing his wave deal. Let me see. Friday payday, pay my bills day. Scott K. Armstrong is there. Dennis Benzer says, and it's already gone. There it is for the paycheck. Dude, Wordle in 4, for those of you that are keeping track.
Ray.
Wordle in 4. I'm thinking about changing out my start word. I've been using water. WATER.
Yeah.
And every week, I will get a hit every once in a while, but not as many as I'd like to see. So the word that I got out after the start word water, the letter that was good out of WATER was just E. And then you're looking around at the other words going, okay, where the hell do I go with this? So maybe I go back to or 8 or something like that. Benny Dosu Tau online here this morning. Former Governor Carl T.C. Gutierrez, we need you to bring the sunshine back, Gov.
Por favor.
Why have you denied us the sunshine? I get it, traveling and out there. You know what we need, though? I was reading something. I'll send you a copy of it, Gov. It is a story that comes out of Expedia, the travel company.
Expedia.
Exactly. So they're doing a Q&A with the guy that's in charge of Fiji's tourism industry, hospitality industry down there. Guy's name is Brent Hill, and I thought it was an interesting idea, although I don't know how we'd be able to pull it off. Is one of the problems that they had there was they believe unfairly referred to as the COVID capital of the world.
What?
Yep.
I thought we got that one.
And no, it wasn't us. I just didn't try hard enough. In April 2021, we were referred to unfairly as the COVID capital of the world as we grappled with the Delta variant. Upon joining Tourism Fiji, it was obvious to me that first, increasing of vaccination rates was our pathway out. And second, we had to communicate our levels of vaccination and single-minded focus of reopening on December the 1st. Then with, quote, open for happiness, that's their thing, open for happiness, right? We brought in Rebel Wilson to ensure we had an ad that would get noticed worldwide. You know Rebel Wilson? She used to be fat.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Now she's on a movie on Netflix where you can see that she's dropped all of her weight. Still funny, still, caustic sense of humor and all of that stuff. But she comes out as the spokesperson for Fiji, telling us, hey, it's not, maybe it was, but it's not anymore. Everybody's vaccinated, and there's not as much trash on the side of the roads. So come on down to Fiji. We're open for happiness. I've been to Fiji before, and loved it. Loved it. Oh, my God.
Nice
There's so many. The food there is incredible. So many different kind of cultures that all kind of mix in together. Sometimes they fight. Sometimes they be fighting.
Yeah.
Little clashes, not quite civil war, but there are coups and things like that. But otherwise, it's a really, really terrific kind of dreamy place. So there's my advice for you here, this Governor. We need to hire somebody like Rebel Wilson. We need to hire some kind of incredible celebrity. Who do we got here? Who's a big celebrity that we've got on Guam? Besides me. I mean, it's like known worldwide, right? What do we got? Anybody? Joe?
Yeah.
Nothing. Donna? Think of any celebrities that we've got around here? Brogy.
Oh.
Brogy Bear.
Brogy Bear.
We're going to talk to Brogy a little bit later on in the morning. Anyway, 6:32. Thanks, Gov. Good to see you online. Greg Fausto is there. Let me see. Pretty Sarita Gurin, Benidosa Tautau. Kathy Pinaula Rios is watching the program. Jose says, Ted Pago, with the latest tech and military on island, how the heck Chinese just roll into the shores undetected? Well, maybe it's a plot. I don't know. Harvey Hegna, because they ain't looking for 14-foot boats with towards Horny Hooker on the side of them. Nate Horn is online. Who else is playing around? I got Ed Massey doing his thing and on the Gizmo and Carol Ann Pruin. I hope I'm saying your name right. Carol Ann is it, right? Jose Tetpago again. Mike Grace Blas, Auntie Bennett. Rudy Rodolfo, the original Burger King, is online. I see Pam Duvall, the hot sister of the program. Greg Fausto, Sarah Lake, Magandang Umaga to you, Gandaka. Let me see. Mark Voigtland checking in from the Free Zone. I got Jeff Pleadwell, the pirate, from over at Pirates Cove. Gemma Bustamante saying, happy Friday, no frowny face. Hope you're feeling better, Ray. I hope I am too. Like I said, I'm one of those guys. I don't always get grumpy, but when it's just a frustration, I can't make it stop. And I'm not crazy about taking pills, so I not even a Dayquil or anything like that. Anyway, good morning to Bill Wyndham and John Savaris, telling everybody to have a great weekend. Hey, Mark and Francis Ismail right there. John, let me see, Jose Felbert. There's my buddy Fel. Recanata online. Bandit is there. Keena McCausland from the upper left-hand corner. And Himeboy Vega. Wow. Birthing person replaces mother. You'd read that story, maybe you heard the thing in the news. The unions now want to replace the word mother with birthing person.
Yes.
Because pretend life. That's why. Because they're living in a pretend world where a birthing person could also be a man. Or could a man be a birthday? Well, I don't know. I got to check. It changes every day with these guys. So you got to, there's a thing that you got to stay on top of. Joy and Pinko, Junk Moffness, good morning to you. Dennis Larson enforced this. He says, LOL, still mad at Doug, huh? I see Ina Lee online. Valerie says, Kush. Franklin Meadow Bunker says, I will not vote for Doug either.
Oh, Beeper Bunker.
And Dennis says $150 is going to be worth it. Lots of samples. Frankly, and Dennis, you know my sources. If I needed samples, I know I'm like a WhatsApp away from being able to get samples. And frankly, here's the thing: if I really needed to get something, if I was going to bother anybody on the WhatsApp, it'd probably end up being, I don't know, Rico or my Mayor Paco for BeetleNet. You know what I mean? So anyway, Harvey Egna's online talking about Reefer Madness. Jerome McDonald, gas cost today at Costco in the States, unleaded $5.49 a gallon, high octane $5.89 if that's what you're paying in the States. Wait, Ray, why were there these tissues all around you? Stop it. I know where your head's at. Easy now. Stephen Applegate watching the program. Real human being, real Joe. Let me see. I got looking at the names here. Sit out now. Everybody's rolling around here. Margaret Estacchio online. Pam Duvall. What did Mr. Corn's grandkids call him? Popcorn.
Oh,
which is an absolute fact. Tattoo Shauna is online here this morning. Ray Gibson, check WhatsApp. Current board only has 23 cards left on it, so you've got a 1 in 23 chance. If when they call you, you've got a 1 in 23 chance of getting it right. Dennis Larson says lousy weather. Even the bees are staying in here this morning. James Lester Lonzo, Joe 1010. Buenos Hafa. Good to see you there. Lena McDaniel online. So is Anna Marie and Matt Galendez. Sarita says take NyQuil, Ray, and have a good 9-hour sleep. Makes your body recuperate very well. I just don't like taking medicine. I'm fuzzy-headed enough as it is, and it just occurs to me that if I take medicine, it just compounds the thing, and then I even more cannot trust the words that come out of my mouth, or worse, the thoughts that roll around in my head. Just gonna say, guys, maybe it's a guy thing, maybe it's just a Ray thing. I don't know. 6:36 in the morning. 888-8255 888-TALK. The Post Canteen says check the WhatsApp, and this is what the current board looks like over at that place. You can see all of the different cards that have been turned over that were not the Queen of Hearts. So somewhere in that maze of cards just with numbers on them may be the Queen of Hearts. So this is one of those things. You put your money together, Post Canteen, pay your monies, be there at 7 o'clock when they do the drawing. If they call your name, which of these available numbers are going to be it for you? Is there still a lucky 13? I got to try to zoom in on this a little bit more. No, 13 is gone. There's 10, 12, 15, 18, 20, 21, 25, 27, 29, 30.
I know where it's at, Ray.
You think you do?
I do.
All right. If you won, what number would you?
Myself.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I got you.
Yeah.
Do me a favor then. Post Canteen, VFW, Post Canteen, do me a favor. Keep track of the number. Keep track of the winning number so that we can see if Real Joe has got it right into his head. 6:37 in the morning. So much to get through on the table of contents. You would not believe it. Did you see all of the audits that came out from the public auditor yesterday?
Oh, busy.
Don't read the one on the highway funds because it just make you mad. Just realize how much money there is floating around in there that's supposed to take care of all the secondary and tertiary roads. And instead have gone someplace else, have gone elsewhere other than that, and how little money is actually seems to be going to things, I don't know, like streetlights, etc. More on that in a little bit. 6:38 in the morning. Got to jump into news and headlines, find out what's going on. Kind of a primer on the rest of the show with Donna D. Hoff. Donna, what happened?
Let me tell you.
Okay.
A man was charged with taking a woman's car after saying he could repair her air conditioner for $300. Court documents state that, what's his name? Inick. Antoine Inick gave her his contact number, but she was not able to reach him, and her car was not returned. On Wednesday, Inick was found in a garage with a glass pipe and baggies of meth in his pocket. He told police that the woman let him borrow her car and that his friend had the car because he owed that friend money for ice. Inick was charged with theft by deception, unauthorized use of a vehicle, and possession of a Schedule II. And the Office of Public Accountability reports that $8.2 million of the government's revenue collections for the Guam Highway Special Revenue and the Capital Projects Fund in fiscal year 2021 was expended on mayors' salaries. The OPA notes that the expended amount exceeded the $5.6 million budget appropriated by the legislature for the council's payroll under Public Law 35-99. And a smaller version of the Liberation Day Carnival will be returning. It will be at the Chamorro Village for a total of 8 days and only during the weekdays before the parade. There will be food, shopping, live entertainment, cultural performances, game booths, and amusement rides. Officials say there will not be a casino-style gambling or any other games of chance. This year's festivities will be held only next week, Monday to Friday from 3 to 9, and Monday, July 18 to Wednesday, July 20 from 3 to 9. The Liberation Day Parade along Marine Corps Drive follows with a fireworks display in the evening. And those are your local headlines on The Point.
6:40 in the morning. Jody, you suppose that that hint that I dropped about needing BeetleNet from Rico or the mayor, you think that maybe that sunk through, or was I going too fast?
No, the energy's out there
Sometimes, you know what, I'm a little bit too subtle for my own good.
Yeah.
So it'd be just Rico. If there is, did we leave any beetle up on it? He's got a good tree. He's got a tree like Carl Gutierrez's tree, where you just bite it one time and the seed pops out. So good.
Yes.
And nutritious. I want to say they're delicious and nutritious. 20 away from the top of the hour. We'll find out what's going on in weather while the commercials are playing. Eyes up on the screen so you can see what sunrise, kind of a wet and runny sunrise, looked like on the eastern side of the island.
Family Finance has been serving the people of Guam since 1959, and they will continue to be there for you in the years to come. Get a personal loan for that summer vacation or to pay off those long overdue bills. Family Finance has got you covered. Apply for a personal loan from $1,000 up to $3,900 by calling Family Finance in Hagåtña, now at the old Nanbo Insurance Building at 475-4545, Upper Tumon 647-5626, or in Dededo 633-4473. Family Finance, here to serve you.
Tell me about it, stud.
Circle K's Craft Beer and Whiskey Festival is back on Saturday, October 22nd. We rockin' and rollin' at the Dusatani Guam Resort from 2 to 10 p.m. Bring your friends and come dressed in your best grease costume to win up to $500 in cash and prizes. So bust out those leather jackets and 50-style outfits as we party the night away at Circle K's Craft Beer and Whiskey Fest. Don't be a square. Get your tickets now at craftbeerfestguam.com or cruise on by any 76 Circle K location. Now that's cool, baby.
No, I like the idea. Where's it going to be again? Because if you want me to go with in my leathers, like you know, perpetrating Fonzie or something like that, it better be cold. It better be very, very cold in there, because otherwise, and I've been to a bunch of those things in the past. So much fun. Please make your hotel reservations now, so that you don't have to worry about you know, getting in the car and trying to struggle home. But yeah, crazy fun. But my recollection is you get kind of a critical mass in the crowd, and it's just Sweatville. Just absolutely,
warm,
yeah. It's like doing hot yoga or something like that. But anyway, I'm just saying, make sure that the aircon is kicking in really, really good. 6:42, Ray Gibson Show, brought to you by the guys over at NissanGuam.com on the World Wide Web. What's waiting for you there? How about this? How about better gas mileage than you're getting right now? More miles per gallon with the 30-plus mile per gallon club. Great 2022s that are waiting for you on lot. Significant entertainment technology, significant automotive technology, significant safety technology. And yeah, better than 30 miles to the gallon. All right, you need more? How about this? You can go in there today with zero down. We're not asking for you to do anything. You don't need to leave a car in trade. We'll just start working the deal from zero down and take all the rest of it in trade or whatever. Super easy financing, as low as 1.99%. If you'd like to find out more details, I would urge you to go to NissanGuam.com. And there it is, the traffic map here this morning. It might be a few minutes stale, so let me see if I can refresh here and zoom into what's happening on the northern end of Guam. Looks a little bit busier than normal at the front gate of Anderson Air Force Base. Seeing a little bit of traffic going in and out of the village at the major intersection. Southbound Marine Corps Drive, maybe a little bit by the fire station, and nothing yet by Ipaupau into Waising Song Road. Nothing major over at 1 and 3, the Micronesia Mall intersection, running fairly clear. It looks like just basic intersection traffic most of the way through here. So I'm going to take advantage of an opportunity to give you a little bit more of a PSA. Stay off the road. Stay off Marine Drive on Friday. Stay off the moors. Watch out for the werewolves. Here's what's going to be happening. There's a thing in a newspaper where they're talking about one of a couple of things that are going to be taking place over by the 76 Circle K next to UIU building, right? You know where it is, across from Fisherman's Tavern?
I hate it, yeah.
Where I almost had my ear bit off once. Anyway, but what? You've never heard that story about Fisherman's Tavern? Back in the day, this old school Guam. Okay, old school Guam. Fisherman's Tavern used to be, well, I'm not going to say hole in the wall, because I mean, how do you have a hole in the wall on Marine Corps Drive? But it was they could have some rather dangerous nights in there. And back in the old days, a beer was $1 or something like that. And knockdown, drag-out fights. And there was a fight in there once upon a time. And police came and they broke it up, and they noticed that one guy was missing an ear. Turn on the lights. We need to start looking around. We got to find the ear. It's on the floor somewhere. I don't know if they ever recovered it or
his whole ear.
Yeah, they find it. Yeah, the guy bit it off. because it was a fight. They were very passionate.
Delicious and nutritious.
Delicious and
Tastes
nutritious.
just like chicken.
Thank you very much. Put some of that in a little bit of Finideni, put some Denancy over the top of it. I wash out some of the wax. But anyway, so over by Fisherman, that intersection into Epal Road is going to be getting some love from the guys over at Black and Hawaiian in the next couple of days. Sunday specifically says 4 a.m. until whatever. And they are suggesting that if you want to bypass all of that, if you don't live in the direct area, then what you want to do is take that turn down by JFK and go into Tumon and come back out around the ITC building. That will save you some heartache, but it's not like that particular road is multi-lanes itself. So there could also be, it could lead to delays in the Tumon area, and that's okay if there's Korean hot pants walking around. Just putting that together for you. And then there's another PSA that they put out, which indicates that there is going to be some, where the coming out of Laddie Heights and then you go down that hill.
Oh, yeah, down into the Macheche area.
Macheche, yeah. So it gets an arrow.
Roadblocks.
The roadblocks. So they're going to make that, and I don't know how this is going to go. They're going to make it a 4-way stop. What? What?
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I'll get you details on that in just a little bit. In the meantime, 6:46 in the morning. This is the Ray Gibson Show.
Choosing health insurance for my family is difficult. I need to know our health insurance will protect us now and in the future. Take Care members have access to the island's largest offering of free fitnesses and health education programs, and a high-quality credentialed network of on- and off-island healthcare providers, including the convenient one-stop FHP Health Center and urgent care. My family choose Take Care. Your family should also consider choosing Take Care. Call 671-647-3526 for more information. Take Care, our island, your health plan.
Are you looking for a new place to hang out with your friends? Let's go along the sidelines at Sidelines Bar and Grill. Located at 154 Iriarte Road, Unit 4 and 5 in Tamuning behind Royal Bigs. Sidelines, a hidden gem with nothing but great things to offer. Great atmosphere, great food, top shelf drinks, and a great team. What are we waiting for? Let the fun begin at Sidelines Bar and Grill. Open daily from 3 p.m. to 2 a.m. See you there.
Hold on a second. 6:47 in the morning, Ray Gibson Show. I'm going to the part where we're talking about the road resurfacing, Route 14B, that's Epal Road, at the intersection with Route 1, Sunday, July 10th from 4 a.m. until 8 p.m. That's where the work is going to be getting done. So if you've got stuff to do anywhere between John F. Kennedy High School and the ITC building, try to get it done on Saturday. Plus, they've still got striping and all kinds of other crap and, laying down with the reflectors on the roadways that they've got to do. But this was the one that got my attention. Traffic notice, new stop sign installation, effective Saturday, July 23rd. So you've got some time to scream and yell to the mayor and Vince Ariola. Improvements at the intersections of Route 15 and Route 26 and Route 15 and Route 29, Gadzanero Drive, are underway. Please take notice that new stop signs will be installed along Route 15 at these intersections as a safety measure. The new all-way, that is 4-way stop traffic pattern, takes effect on the 23rd. Currently, motorists traveling along Route 15 travel on Route 15 without stopping. The new configuration will include new stop signs on the north and southbound lanes of Route 15 at both of those intersections. The new condition along Route 15 will be marked with stop signs, new pavement markings, and new stop ahead signs. Additionally, there will be warning signs temporarily installed along Route 15 1 week prior to alert motorists approaching the intersection of the new stop condition. The Department of Public Works asked motorists to use caution and follow the all-way stop rules when approaching these intersections. Thank you for taking notice and obeying traffic rules at these new stop signs. So there you go. Expect some maybe a little bit slower traffic on Route 15 until they get all of the upgrades all handled. 6:49 until it's Ray Gibson Show until it's not going to be anymore. And we were talking about the weather over the weekend, and I'm a little bit annoyed because it looks like I don't want to call it heavy weather, but this is the kind of weather where people will say, yeah, we were going to do something outside, and we changed our mind. We're postponing it, canceling it altogether, and moving it inside. Occasional showers and possibly thunderstorms. To explain what is going on, the current conditions out there, is Brandon Adlet. Good morning. Idlet, sorry.
Good morning. How are you?
You know what? I'm terrific. Long time no talk. Have you and your brother and the crew completely recovered from your world record-breaking erection of the Lincoln Logs building?
We are far from that, actually. We're still compiling the data, the evidence, the paperwork, the photos and videos. And Brandon and I, we hope to submit that this weekend to Guinness, and we'll probably go the expedited route, pay the fee to get that process expedited for a faster review of 3 to 6 months. And instead, we're looking at a review of maybe a couple weeks.
Wow. Okay. So this is like when you need a new passport. You can do it you can do it the long way, or you can do it the pay my way through.
Yes, and we want to expedite that to get it resolved while it's fast and fresh in everybody's memories. And hopefully we will get the certification of 2 new world records. If we do not get that, it's probably due to some complicated technicality in the record requirements and guidelines. Hopefully we do not breach any of those.
All right. Well, I know that you guys have put in the effort for it. So, I mean, you're going to get points for that one way or the other. And, it seems to me that you've been rather fastidious about record keeping and documentation, photography. You've got people around, audit from day one to day last. So, it would surprise me if they disqualified you.
Yeah, I think so too. But like you said, we met 2 of our 3 goals already. Third one being to get the certification. But we brought that one together. We inspired, excited people, and we raised money for Habitat, almost actually right around $20,000.
Wow! All right.
So we have far exceeded our plans and goals already.
In the very least, perhaps there could be a world record. I'm so proud of you guys. 6, you should run for governor, lieutenant governor.
It's Landon, man.
That's what I said. No, it's all right. It's all right. They're interchangeable in this case, especially when we're starting to talk about weather. So I've got the weather map on the scene, and I've got some clearly snotty weather on top of us right now, and a clump of snotty weather coming in from the southeast.
Yeah, that's correct. And we're watching a pretty wet pattern that's in place over the area right now that moved in yesterday afternoon, evening. And so we have upper level Tutso, that's an upper level disturbance sitting off to our west. And that sparked the heavier showers and thunderstorms that were prevalent near Tinian and Saipan. That's shifting slowly toward the west, so it's not going to quite have so much influence. If that were to hang around with all this wetter pattern coming in from our southeast, we could really get a washout with heavy showers and thunderstorms. But that upper level support, that is shifting farther from the west, so that's to some advantage. Right now we have a lot of showers and rain over the area, but it's more light to moderate in nature, so we're not really seeing a lot of rainfall accumulation in the rain gauges, at least at the office, but other areas may see locally heavier rainfall. And that's going to be the theme through the day. It looks like we're kind of going into a stratification where things are starting to stabilize a little bit this morning, but we're in a very juicy, wet, moist pattern, at least the next several days. So we'll probably see an uptick in showers again later this afternoon, but more spotty stuff. So it's not going to be an all-day overcast with no sunlight. We're going to see peaks of sunshine today from time to time, but a lot of clouds.
All right, and the forecast into the weekend is calling for the same things. A lot of clouds in the skies, scattered showers, possibly some thunder showers, thunderstorms.
Correct. Yeah, that would be a theme. So watch out if you do go outside, especially to the beaches or whatever. It's not going to, again, be a washout this weekend, but we're going to have an overall prevailing wetter pattern in place. And that's because the season. We're in that transition period from the dry season to the wet season. And so when you hear thunder, you're at risk of getting struck by lightning. So when thunder roars, get indoors.
Yeah,
not a tent or canopy.
This is a good weekend to have that My Radar app on your phone. You can take a look at the satellite imagery anytime you want to. Having the radar app on your phone will give you a real-time idea of what's happening, where these clouds are moving in from, and where they're not going. Guam has kind of unique patterns, and sometimes you can be sitting at like Jimmy D's and be in absolute baking sunshine, and then look south towards the mountains of Channel 10 Aludum area, and they're just absolutely shrouded in clouds and rain.
That's exactly it. And the My Radar app, that's really the only weather app I use because I know everything else already with weather-wise. But I want to see what things are at that moment. Yeah. And so the radar shows our Doppler radar when it's operational, which has a good track record for the last couple of weeks at least. But that's my tool when I want to go out somewhere.
Landon, it's always a pleasure talking with you. Tell everybody we say hello, and we'll wait out the results of the world record announcement, and hope for a little bit more on the hot and dry side, these little peaks that you're talking about, as opposed to the wet and snotty that I think we're in for most of the weekend. Have plans, have umbrellas, bring towels, and a plan B I think is going to be important. 6:55. I'll talk to you soon, my friend.
Thank you very much. You know where to find me.
No, absolutely, and that's why we reach out to you. Ray Gibson Show until it's not going to be anymore. We started the program with a degree of sadness. I keep one of the television screens in the studio on Yahoo, and Yahoo's breaking news here is that James Caan. We know him from so many different movies, including The Godfather, and oh my God, the role that he played in Misery. James Caan passed away.
No.
Yeah, that guy, 82 years
Misery.
old. They put together, at least one of the websites. I mean, it's amazing how fast they do this kind of thing. Put together a tribute to him and some movies that you might remember him from, including El Dorado with who is that? John Wayne. Yeah, 1967. We've got there's another one that the book was almost mandatory reading when we were in grade school. The Tender True Story of Gail Sayers and Brian Piccolo. It is I Am Third, or Brian's Song. I think the book was called I Am Third, but the movie was called Brian's Song, and James Caan played the guy that died in the movie. And, if you were in the 4th or 5th grade, I mean, tear, right? You're going to cry. James, in The Godfather as well, played Sonny.
Yeah.
Right? Never know what. Never let our enemies know what we're thinking. The Gambler from 1974, funny lady with Barbara Streisand. Rollerball, which I want to say somebody's done a remake of, and if they shouldn't, Rollerball, which was a big movie around that time in the 1970s, and the reason why was because there was roller derby on television, and if you were a kid on Guam, I think that was the Friday and Saturday night ritual, was watching roller derby and then wrestling. And then I don't remember who. I'm gonna give the credit to Carl Gutierrez, but they brought out a couple of times some stars of the wrestling that we watched out of Los Angeles television, and they played over at the sports complex across from Antelope. It's a gas station now, but there used to be a sports complex back in the day, and I remember somebody put up a ring, and it was I mean, you want to talk about old school. Now we didn't know what the hell we were doing. I think they used garden hoses for the ring. But anyway, so Rollerball was a big movie because roller derby was big on television at the time. There's a movie called The Bridge Too Far that I might watch. Misery, which came out in 1990, and just put him and Kathy Bates, put him on the map. Kathy Bates for absolutely sure.
My God.
Remember when he played Miggy Blue Eyes in the movie with Hugh Grant, Elf? Which I don't know if this is one of the biggest movies of all time, but look, it had Will Ferrell in it, and he played a good and a bad guy. He played a great bad guy in Erased. You remember with Vanessa Williams and Schwarzenegger?
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, he was the bad guy in that movie. I mean, super diverse character, and I always appreciated all of the movies that he was in. And I'm sad to report here that James Caan has passed away at 82 years of age. 6:57 and change. Where are we going to be going in the next several hours of the broadcast? Brogy is going to be on with us. Brogan Walker is going to be hanging out with us for a little bit on the telephone. She has, and with much fanfare, the word is she has made it all the way to the finale of this television, this reality program that she is on. Wait a second. Pretty girl off the screen.
Fighter.
Me back on. Ultimate Fighter television show. And I don't know. I have not watched any of the programs. I don't have ESPN Plus or the ticket thing. I don't have any of that stuff. And even if Joe told me how to get it, I still don't know that I'd be able to sit down and make my way through it. But I have been following her on Instagram since we've done the interview. And there are a whole lot of behind-the-scenes things that she has posted on that to give you kind of a sense of, number one, how much fun she is having, and number two, how much pride she is bringing to the people of Guam. And I hope that you're not missing any of all of this. I think she's doing absolutely fantastic, like virtually every athlete that we send off island, like the Skip kids when we send them off island. Like
rip it hard.
Yeah, and all the kids that are book smart that go off to all of these fairs and challenges back in the States. There are a lot of people that bring a lot of pride to Guam, and she just happens to be the one that has graced the back of a couple of newspapers, and she is going to grace the radio station in just a little bit. All kinds of other stuff going on. News from yesterday that I have not spent any time talking about yet this hour. Do me a favor, while I've got this in my head, hit the like, share button on whatever it is that you're watching or viewing on. Guarantee that there's going to be something, even ThePOINT.gu. But if you're watching on the YouTube side, sup guys, nice to see you there. Who's your
Big Daddy 06, again, one of the first guys on. Great to see you guys there. Facebook Live. Like, share, follow, subscribe, do whatever it takes so that if for no other reason, advertisers think we've got a lot of people listening to the program. You know, I'm okay. I got the ego. I know you're there, but advertisers always like to see a little bit more. So share, spread the wealth, and let everybody know that this is the spot for political gossip, smart-ass comments, and Fox News Live.
Derek Chauvin is sentenced to 21 years in federal prison for civil rights violations. I'm Ann Carrick, Fox News. The former Minneapolis police officer now will serve a few more years in addition to those for his murder conviction of George Floyd. The plea deal calls for Chauvin to serve the sentences at the same time and to be transferred from a Minnesota state prison to a federal prison. The federal prison likely will be safer for Chauvin, and he may be held under less restrictive conditions. 17 Americans received the highest civilian award today, the Presidential Medal of Freedom.
The 17 recipients are decorated athletes, religious leaders, entrepreneurs, politicians, civil rights leaders, an actor, and military trailblazer.
That's who we are as Americans, and that's what we see. An extraordinary group of Americans up here on this stage.
President Biden noted off-the-field accomplishments of U.S. women's soccer star Megan Rapinoe and gymnast Simone Biles and the efforts of Sandra Lindsay, a New York nurse who was the first American to receive the COVID-19 vaccine. Republican Senator John McCain, Apple co-founder Steve Jobs, and union leader Richard Trumka were awarded the medal posthumously.
Fox's Jared Halpern. Detroit police officer Lauren Courts died today from gunshot wounds sustained last night responding to a shooting. Detroit Police Chief James White paying tribute to Officer Courts.
We were robbed of one of our heroes. The city was robbed of a great father, a great police officer, a great brother, a great son, and a great husband. And we should all be outraged.
The shooter was hit by gunfire from another officer. His identity has not been released. Stocks finish up for the day, a welcome sight for many. The Dow finishing up triple digits at 3,385, the S&P up to 3,903, and the Nasdaq in the green at 11,621. America's listening to Fox News.
First, I want to thank you all for being with us today. Josh and I wouldn't be here without your friendship and your support. Especially the campaign supporters in every village throughout the island who have joined in our effort to keep Guam moving forward.
Our leadership has seen our people through the most frightening pandemic that our generation has ever seen. And it is about to see the most vibrant comeback of an economy in the most developed island here in the Western Pacific.
With your help and your vote, we will move forward as one people. And Josh and I will always be there for every single person and family on Guam.
And I approve this message.
Yes.
A Haitian gang member accused of kidnapping missionaries is charged in Washington, D.C.
Jean Pelisse has been charged with hostage-taking by a federal district court in D.C. Prosecutors say he kidnapped 17 Christian missionaries, 16 of them American, as leverage to get a gang leader's freedom from Haitian custody. The hostages were held at gunpoint near Port-au-Prince, Haiti, and ransoms were demanded. They were held for 2 months. 5 of them were released. The rest eventually escaped their captors. The gang leader the hostages were held for, Jolie Germano, is in federal custody. Pelisse was handed over to U.S. authorities in May.
Fox's Gernal Scott. The IRS asks for a review of tax audits for 2 high-profile government employees.
The Internal Revenue Service says it has asked the Inspector General of the Treasury to investigate the decision to conduct intensive tax audits of former FBI Director James Comey and former FBI Deputy Director Andrew McCabe, which the agency says are random. The announcement follows the New York Times reporting that Comey was audited by the IRS for the 2017 tax return he filed. McCabe audited for his 2019 return, noting both Both were critics of former President Donald Trump. The IRS denies any politically motivated audits. A rep saying in a statement, it is ludicrous and untrue to suggest that senior IRS officials somehow targeted specific individuals for National Research Program audits. Kristen Goodwin, Fox News.
Actor James Caan has died. Fox's Monica DeLuca.
The Bronx-born actor was best known for playing Sonny Corleone in The Godfather.
You gotta get them close like this. Bada bing, you blow their brains all over your nice Ivy League suit.
A statement posted to his official Twitter account says he passed on the evening of July 6th. James Caan had a long career, which spanned more than 6 decades, and starred in many iconic films like Brian's Song, Misery, Elf, and many more.
Caan was 82. I'm Ann Carrick, and this is Fox News.
Come try Guam's original Chamorro restaurant with Pica's Best 5 years running. Mezcla Chamorro Fusion Bistro. Experience Chef Peter's candied salmon over scallion coconut rice, octopus to naktak, Chamorro platter, and their award-winning gourmet hamburgers. Or if you're looking for something healthy, try their keto-friendly menu. Come and enjoy Mezcla's half-a-day service at their Hagåtña and Grand Plaza Tuman location. Call their Hagåtña location at 479-2652 for reservations.
Is your business ready for digital transformation? The latest Wi-Fi technology is here, and it's Docomo Pacific's WorkPass, powered by Plume. WorkPass unlocks connectivity, productivity, and security tools all in the palm of your hand. Access features like adaptive Wi-Fi, guest and employee networks, evolving AI security, plus so much more. To learn more about WorkPass, visit business.docomopacific.com. Docomo Pacific Business. Work better together.
Subway's Eat Fresh Refresh brings you the sequel to the Sweet Onion Chicken Teriyaki. Enjoy the new Sweet Onion Steak Teriyaki. Delight your taste buds with tender, juicy steak marinated in the tangy new Sweet Onion Teriyaki sauce and stacked high on toasted artisan Italian bread, topped with American cheese, green peppers, red onions, and drizzled with the tangy new Sweet Onion Teriyaki sauce. The new Sweet Onion Steak Teriyaki is the height of food craveability. Give in to your cravings at Subway. Eat fresh.
Half a day at 7:06. I'm Donna De Jesus. Here's a look at your local news on The Point. A man was charged with taking a woman's car after saying he could repair her air conditioner. Last week, a woman told police that she mentioned to Anthony Inek, aka Antoine Inek, in the FHP parking lot in Tamuning that she needed to have her air conditioner in her car fixed. Inek told the woman he could buy the parts and fix the air conditioner for $300. The woman agreed, thinking that her car would be fixed while she was at the clinic. Court documents state that Inek gave her his contact number, but she was not able to reach him and her car was not returned. On Wednesday, an officer saw Inek while conducting a check of a garage and found a glass pipe and baggies of meth in his pocket. When asked about the woman's car, Inek said the owner let him borrow it and that a friend had the car because Inek owed his friend money for ice. Inek was charged with theft by deception, unauthorized use of a vehicle, and possession of a Schedule II controlled substance. And the Office of Public Accountability reports that $8.2 million of the government's revenue collections for the Guam Highway Special Revenue and the Capital Projects Fund in fiscal year 2021 was expended on mayor's salaries. OPA's audit found that revenues increased to $20.6 million in fiscal year 2021 and notes that the expended amount for mayor's wages exceeded the $5.6 million budget appropriated by the legislature for the council's payroll under Public Law 35-99. Public Auditor B.J. Cruz recommends that DOA set internal controls to ensure total expenditures matched the appropriation. Another unrelated expenditure was the $1 million deposited into the Better Public Service Fund, which was earmarked for the Revenue Tax staff training and systems. Independent auditors at Ernst & Young also cited misplacement of funds. We'll have more news after this.
I love BK Chicken Fries. Chicken Fries Friday is back. Every Friday in July, visit any participating Burger King and say, I love BK Chicken Fries. And get a free 9-piece chicken fries with the purchase of a chicken fries combo meal. Perfect for dipping in our barbecue, honey mustard, ranch, zesty, and sweet and sour sauces. Top off your chicken fries with jalapeno bites and a refreshing Coca-Cola. Come and join our celebration every Friday at BK in Tumon Bay, Hagåtña at the Micronesia Mall, and the airport. BK your way.
The Mayor's Council wants known drug houses in villages to be shut down as a way of reducing illicit drugs and drug-related crimes. This was a major point of discussion with GPD during Wednesday's meeting of the Community Crimes Task Force. The task force was created in March to work hand-in-hand with the Neighborhood Watch program and the village mayors. The task force has been working with the mayors to address issues including people who are out on the street at all hours of the night in Dedido, removing homeless people harassing businesses and customers in Tamuning, and traffic control in MTM. Police Chief Stephen Ignacio acknowledged the efforts between the GPD task force and the Asin mayor in seizing a sizable amount of drugs in the village. The issue of meth in the community was noted to be a contributing factor to various crimes. And Republican gubernatorial candidates Felix Camacho and Tony Yada have unveiled their campaign platform on the issue of abortion. Camacho says if Guam lawmakers pass legislation that bans abortion, he will sign it into law if he becomes governor again. Camacho also talked about bringing about affordable housing and encouraging doctors, nurses, and other medical professionals to return to Guam for at least 4 years to give back to the community. Camacho and Ada are unchallenged in the Republican gubernatorial primary and will be facing off with the winner of the Democratic primary, either the ticket of Governor Lou Leon Guerrero and Lieutenant Governor Josh Tenorio, or the team of Delegate Michael San Nicolas and Sabrina Salas Matanani. And those were your top stories. Back to Ray with weather.
Well, I don't know if I'm going to do weather here. I've got an interesting story. For those of you that are doing online dating, I'm telling you, specifically the women. I mean, everybody knows somebody that's done a little bit of online dating, right? I mean, isn't that how, you get these guys? How did you meet her? I don't know. We were on Tinder, and she swiped right, and everybody. Then I found out
ChristianMingle.com.
She had the same kind of crazy as I did, and so now we're together, right? So anyway, but maybe you haven't had that kind of luck, and I've got some advice for you. Online dating is a highly competitive, but there's a sneaky little way to stand out, at least if you are a woman. Thanks to science. We know that wearing a certain color in your profile photo will grab more attention and more responses. What's that color? Anybody guess off the top of my head? What's that? What's that, Donna? Open the microphone.
Is it red?
It is red. Researchers used a group of women looking for love online and over a 9-month period changed the color of their outfits every 12 weeks. That's it. Just change the color of the outfit, and what they discovered is wearing red sparked a 6% increase in the number of contacts that they received from men.
Power color, Ray.
Power color is going to be red. Think about that this weekend, ladies, while you're putting together your online profile. But there's a thing in there I was looking at and go, I get it. I understand what they're trying to say, but they said over a 9-month period. And I'm thinking,
wow, that's a long period.
That's a long time. That's a long time to be in the game. You figure over 9 months, you would have gotten. No, you were thinking about something else. You gross boy. But anyway, so over the course of 9 months, you would have gotten a hit or two from somebody that would have had you leave the online dating. Or what do you say to the guy? Yeah, I know we're like in love and I want to have your baby and you're paying my bills and I moved in, but yeah, I'm gonna stay on Tinder because I'm in this research project. I'm in that's what you use, guys. Okay, everybody.
It's a social experiment.
From now, because there's Tinder listeners that are with me right now, that are listening right now, going, okay, thanks very much for the tip. This is what you do. You say, I know we're together and everything, and you're my honey bunches of oats, but I have to stay on Tinder because I'm part of a research project. That's the sound of the quotes. Cody, use your finger quotes. Yeah, so I'm part of a research project, and that's why I have to stay in there and I have to count the number of really creepy people that are liking my profile here. Anyway, in the weather, we already spent some time talking with Landon Idlet from the National Weather Service about this a few minutes ago, and we're not holding out a lot of hope that there's going to be just buckets of sunshine falling on Guam over the next couple of days. I don't think it's going to be a grill marks. We may have to. We may have to. Trying to remember what my backup for grill marks is. And I think it's Couch finishing up Stranger Things on Netflix. Very good possibility that that's going to happen. There's going to be some movie time with the little girl over the weekend, so that's going to be fun. Looking at the weather map here, you can see where Guam is, and it's right over there where all of that around the snotty weather seems to be coming in from the southeast. That's where we're at. That's going to be bringing us rain, cloud, maybe some thunderstorms in the next 12, 24 hours. And there are circulations that are working around behind that. That's why the guys over at the Weather Service are saying saying, scattered showers going to be in the forecast through most of the weekend. There might also be some parts where the sun is going to be breaking through some of those clouds. Be prepared for both kinds of weather. Just be ready to bug out at a moment's notice if you absolutely have to. 7:14. Now would be a good weekend to go. I'm not, doing an ad for Kmart, but I will say this might be a good. Okay, so borrow it from your friend. Everybody's got a friend that has one of those little pop-up tents, right? The one that they say is like an easy up. What a line of bull that is. There's nothing easy about putting those things up. And how many of those do you see that they're all crumpled up because one guy tried to close it by himself and lost his patience and bent the rails, right? I'll just take the cover. I'll just use the cover from now on. Anyway, 7:15, there it is. News and weather together on The Point.
Your everyday expenses could be earning you savings and rewards with Pacific Points. Earn and redeem points at Shell, Foodies Guam, and IT&E. Want free fuel from Shell and free snacks from Foodies Guam? Sign up for Pacific Points. Want to save on your home internet and cell phone bill? Claim bill rebates and free prepaid cards at IT&E. Want to save on travel costs? Convert points to United Mileage Plus miles. Sign up for free at PacificPoints.com or download the app. Pacific Points. Do more, get more.
Attention! Lolita Kamet is now with Hafaday Realty. She'll always be that hardworking and passionate real estate professional who is committed to helping you make a difference in your life and helping you achieve the American dream of home ownership. She also specializes in commercial leasing, land sales, local residential sales leasing, military and corporate relocation. So for all your real estate needs, call Lolita Kamet now with Hafaday Realty at 688-6743. That's 688-6743.
Portions of the program brought to you by APL, American President Lines, a global presence with a local home, also being brought to you by the crew over at Security Title. That's Ron and Kim, ladies and gentlemen. What do? Generally, whatever they need to do to lubricate the process and get you into or out of a real estate transaction as efficiently as possible. A lot of times it starts with, hey, let's go by land management and check out the title on that. Make sure that there's no blemishes that will get the bank's attention, right? So let's do that. Once that's all done, help you out with the escrow and more. Generally ought to be the first people you talk to, and I guarantee that they're going to be the last people that are going to be there through the transaction with you, because every time I've ever closed a loan, they were with me over at the bank. Nice folks. Ron and Kim and Security Title.
The Coconut Wireless is back. The Ray Gibson Show. Call now, 888-TALK. That's 888-8255.
And there's a new number one. You might wonder, what are you talking about, Gibson? We've seen the ratings. Yes, you guys. Thank you very much. No. Even though that might be true, at least in my head, there is a new number one 4th of July box office record. They're counting up domestic tickets. What do you think it is, Real Joe?
Maverick.
Top Gun?
Yeah.
Didn't debut on the 4th of July, actually.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's what they're looking at. It's for a big 4th because for a long time, the 4th of July was the benchmark for the beginning of summer, and that's traditionally
Movies.
where they like to start up with the blockbusters. Is the 4th of July. The new record holder is Minions: The Rise of Gru, which netted $125 million around the nation on the 4th of July weekend.
Crazy.
Yeah, well, you need to take Ruckus to go watch that. Have you done that yet?
Minions.
Yeah.
He's a little minion.
But you know the Despicable Me and then Despicable Me 2, the little yellow things?
I do.
That sound like they're speaking a combination of Chamorro and Chukis?
Yeah.
So those little guys responsible now for the new July domestic box office records. The last set in 2011 by Transformers: Dark of the Moon. That's how long it's been since we've seen numbers as high as that. It's 2011. Spider-Man 2 came out in 2016. Despicable Me number 3 in 2017. How many of these are the sequels here? Twilight Zone, The Twilight Saga, Eclipse, War of the Worlds, Superman Returns, The Perfect Storm. I watched that movie. I didn't get it. This is the opposite of a happy ending at the end of that movie. I
Depressing.
thought, yeah, kind of. Like make it all the way through. I'm waiting for like a Coast Guard helicopter to come and snatch what's his name out of the ocean.
Mock.
Yeah, Mock. It never happened.
Mock.
Or maybe it never happened. Last Airbender in 2010 brought in $52 million, a record for that year. And Finding Dory, another sequel, $51 million. So if you're wondering why that is, because nobody's working. Everybody's just going to the movies and eating. We got to get people back to work. Here's the deal. Tomorrow, there is going to be, it's the Jobs Day report, and they're looking at that going, okay, what's going to be happening? What are the numbers going to be looking like in that in the jobs report? Some say it's a better estimate now of inflationary pressure than the direct measures of inflation itself. Now, they could go in one of a couple of different directions. If the numbers show a combination of massive job creation and wages rising more rapidly, the Fed would likely lean more into its interest rate raising campaign, creating higher risk of recession later in the year 2023. All right, so there's the bad news. The other bad news is if the numbers are disappointing in a big way, let's go Brandon, with net job losses or a meaningful rise in the unemployment rate, that will fuel worries that a recession has already begun. So that's what we're left with here, is depending on what the job numbers look like, it's either recession is near and we're going to have to continue adjusting interest rates, or it's already here, in which case brace, especially if you're in the White House. Now, you might be wondering how different places, because we've got issues here with employment on Guam, and the number of people that continue to be unemployed. But are not necessarily applying for the significant number of jobs that are out there and available. I think everybody has gotten used to the idea that, you know what, wait out the incentive. If we've learned anything about COVID-19 and pandemic era, it's there's going to be an incentive, right? Didn't get the vaccine. You know why? Because we thought there might be ways that the government was going to try to entice us to come in and get that. Win an iPad like my daughter did. Win cars. Win thousands and thousands of dollars. You remember when that was a big deal for the vaccination? That was before you're not a victim, you're a vector. That was before all that. That was big. Come by. We're going to be at the governor's office. We're going to spin the wheel and see if we can make somebody winner out of all the new vaccinations, and did that for weeks and weeks. So people are into the idea, and I think everybody's kind of holding out going, well, we'll see what happsun with this Talena $700 a head bill, or we'll see what happens now with Joe S. San Augustine.
Or Talena.
Netsun.
I think it's Talena.
Yeah.
It's Netsun. But anyway, let's wait out. Senator Joe S. San Augustine has got a bill that would provide that $500 credit for my electric bill. That has been introduced, thankfully. More on that, and we'll see if we can get a hold of one of the co-sponsors of the measures before the morning is over. But there are places where they are toying with other incentives. In New Jersey, a bill just signed by the Governor Murphy over the weekend allows 16 and 17-year-olds to work up to 50 hours a week during the summer months. 14 and 15-year-olds would be allowed to work up to 40 hours a week. And I'm thinking about that. It's I remember being 16 working in the radio business. I don't remember there ever being a cap on the numbers that I could work. I think it was just based on how many hours Les Engelhardt was willing to give me back in those days.
Probably.
In Michigan, Governor Gretchen Whitmer signed a D. That's D for Democrat? No, it's D for dumbass. Signed a bill last month allowing 17-year-olds to serve alcohol at bars and restaurants to ease shortages in the hospitality industry.
Boy, go get me a beer.
Can I just, Dad, can I just drag the cooler over here? Louisville, Kentucky, Norton Healthcare is boosting tuition assistance for students seeking degrees that help alleviate the healthcare shortage out there. And police officers in Washington, D.C. are being given a $20,000 hiring bonus, according to the mayor out there. So it's incentive times to get those numbers moving forward. So despite what the report may say tomorrow, clearly there's still a gap between the employers and the employees. Jared?
What they need to have is the $20,000 signing bonus for the 14-years. Then you got something going on.
Well, I don't know. In some places they've got different...
I'm kidding. I'm sorry.
Okay, I was going to say, 'cause there's some jobs, it's like you go, okay, you're 14, 15. Are you buying the same crap that those millennials are buying? They'll look at you and go, no, okay, I'll give you $20,000 in a full-time job, company car, and business
It's
card.
insanity right now.
Absolutely.
Absolute insanity.
Well, take a look at what's happening on the numbers here. The market's all looked up again, and that's nice. The S&P 500 has another great day, 57 points in the green, closing at 39.02. NASDAQ up by 259 points, That's 11,621 for the close. Dow Jones Industrial Average, 31,384. They picked up 346 points. A lot of the other markets are looking pretty good, too. FTSE at 81.3. The Nikkei at 382 points in the green. I got Hang Seng growing by 56. Shanghai Index is up by almost 10, and the DAX is up by 248. Big winners on the NASDAQ. I love looking there. Lucid Group, Moderna, KLA, there's Splunk, and Marvel Technologies round out the top 5. And take a look at some of the commodities here. Gold trading at $1,738. That's up by a couple. And oil at back over $100 a barrel, $102.16. So maybe it's possible that whatever we were talking about over the last couple of days at 99 and then 98, maybe that was just a blip in the radar and then immediate reactions to some global thing happening way over there that was reconciled rather quickly. But I'm not going to turn my nose up at a 25% drop in the price of gasoline over at the pump. That's kind of a big deal. And I was trying to find numbers. Oil prices is usually where I go to get the latest in oil numbers, and they have frozen the TAPIS numbers now, going on a week. And all of a sudden it's going slow, so I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to give you the new TAPIS number. I did go scraping around for other websites and other numbers last night, and I saw it as low as about $115, $114 for a barrel. And that would be the reason behind that significant and steep drop in what we're paying for at the pump today. And likewise, numbers going down on base to, what did the guy say it was, $4.89? Was where it was going to be?
Yeah, cheap.
All right. So it's still too late for me to get myself
join.
Yeah, too late. And like I said, I'm pretty sure they don't want me. Did you get me a Bitcoin number, Brett?
Went up. It's 21,605.
It's a Christmas in July miracle, Jerry.
If you would have bought yesterday or 2 days ago when we talked about this,
Bitcoin goes up.
You would be far better off today if you just simply would have. When I said if you buy it, it will rise. See.
But the problem is I don't even have the 19,000.
You don't need to buy the whole thing at one time. You just buy pieces of it.
Yeah, it sounds like death by a million cuts, Jerry. 7:25 in the morning, and time for Jerry Roberts to give us the extra point. It's got to be a good one on Fridays because it's got to last all the way till Monday.
Is this till Tuesday?
No, just Monday.
I thought it was
not GovGuam employees around here. So all right, Jerry Roberts' extra point brought to you by First Hawaiian Bank.
Life is complicated, and we often make it that way by things that we do and say that involve other people. Sometimes offenses taken, feelings are hurt, relationships broken. People who once were close now don't associate or talk with each other unless they have to by necessity at work or other circumstances. Even then, it's forced and only superficial. What's needed is forgiveness, which can be a tough bridge to cross. Well, forgiveness in the form of quotations is coming next on The Extra Point.
Take your business to new heights with the United Business Credit Card. Earn 30,000 bonus miles after spending $3,000 within the first 3 months after account opening. Plus, earn 3 times the miles per $1 spent on United tickets through United until April 30th, 2023, and 2 times the miles thereafter. Visit any First Hawaiian Bank branch or go to FHB.com United Business for more information and to apply for your United Business Credit Card today. First Hawaiian Bank. It all starts with yes.
With the exception of the one who was perfect, everyone who has ever drawn breath is either needed to forgive another or they themselves to be forgiven for something said or done. That's our focus today. Number one, forgiveness is not forgetting the past or excusing the perpetrator. Rather, it is the willingness to let go of the hurt and anger and embrace the future. Writer Rachel Naomi Remen. Number two, activist Mahatma Gandhi said, "The weak can never forgive. Forgiveness is the attribute of the strong." Remember that. Number three, forgiveness is the final act of love. Martin Luther King Jr. said that. Number four, Oscar Wilde, playwright, said, "Always forgive your enemies. Nothing annoys them so much." Actor and filmmaker Tyler Perry said, "It's not an easy journey to get to a place where you forgive people, but it is such a powerful place because it frees you." Number six, forgiveness is the fragrance that the violet sheds on the heel that has crushed it. Mark Twain. Number seven, I have never seen a person who is ungrateful and forgiving at the same time. Greek philosopher Epictetus. 8, without forgiveness, life is governed by an endless cycle of resentment and retaliation. And there, my friend, is the nature of politics. Roberto Assagioli, an Italian psychiatrist. Pope Francis said forgiveness must always be preceded by repentance. 10. Lisa Turkhust, author and speaker, only the heart that has been broken truly knows the value of forgiveness. On to 11. Catherine Ponder, a minister, said, when you hold resentment toward another, you are bound by that person or to that person or condition by an emotional link that is stronger than steel. Forgiveness is the only way to dissolve that link and get yourself free. Number 12, how unhappy is he who cannot forgive himself? Publius Syrus, actor and writer. Number 13, we must forgive those who trespass against us. Not so much because their sins are insignificant, but because forgiveness is the only way that we can ultimately be healed and grow. Thomas Merton, a monk and theologian. Marianne Williamson, an activist, said, just as there is no such thing as a perfect parent, there is no such thing as a perfect child. And forgiveness is what we give our imperfect children. And one day, hopefully, that gift will be returned. Alan Cohen, inspirational writer, gave us 15. Forgiveness is a release of the past, a present moment of freedom, and a vision of the future without resentment. And finally, don't know who gave this, it's unknown. To forgive is to set a prisoner free and to discover that that prisoner was you. Who do you need to forgive today? Who do you need forgiveness from? Why not go see them or call them if that's not possible? Set pride aside, and you'll find the words that you have to say. That's the extra point. Be responsible and make something good happen today. I'm sorry, Ray. Will you forgive me?
No, I will bury the hatchet, Jerry Roberts, but I will remember where I buried it.
For 93.3, The Ray Gibson Show and First Hawaiian Bank. I'm Jerry Roberts.
Actually, the truth of the matter is I'm probably the most forgiving person that you know, but my sisters will remind me. That's why I have sisters. So every time I start saying, oh, I'm going to go hang out with so-and-so, oh, did you already forget what he did to you? Did you already remember? You forgot what he said about you, that other girl? What is the matter with you?
Sisters always got you.
That's their job. That is their job out there, and Shelley and Monty do an outstanding job of it. 7:31 in the morning, Brogy Walker coming up on the other side of headlines and news with Donna D being brought to you by Auntie Lolita Kamet. She's over with Holiday Realty. Hey, you know what? You can follow her on Facebook as well. She's been doing Facebook and Instagram. She's been doing a whole lot of posting these days, maybe even showing off some of the cool homes that they are selling. Absolutely perfect for you. Also, you know what today is? It's Friday, but not any ordinary Friday. Chicken Fries Friday at Burger King. Want details? They have it in the drive-thru. You're going there anyway. Get two, would you? It's 7:31 now with news and headlines. Donna D.
The boat impounded by GPD last month is suspected to have carried individuals seeking asylum in Saipan. Colonel Philip Tyron Jr. of Guam Customs and Quarantine says they suspected the Chinese nationals who were conditionally paroled into the CNMI asked for asylum into the United States, which is why they remained in Saipan. Tyron explains that they can travel freely throughout the U.S., but not by plane. If their arrival on Guam through a port had been cleared, they would not be in violation of customs laws. And gas prices are down again, this time by 25 cents. 3 days ago, gas prices dropped by 15 cents to $6.15 a gallon. Last night, gas stations lowered the price of regular grade fuel to $5.90. This is the third time fuel prices were reduced since Governor Lulian Guerrero signed a law that temporarily lifts the liquid fuels tax 2 weeks ago. And Public Health says the vaccination clinic at the Agana Shopping Center may be closing soon due to procurement issues. Program coordinator Alex Silverio says that while services are free, use of private venues such as ASC will incur costs, and contracts, payments, and agreements must be procured. No word on when the ASC clinic will close, but Silverio says the Vax clinic at the Northern Region Community Health Center in Dedido will continue giving out vaccines and boosters regardless of the demand. And those are your local headlines on The Point.
All right, thanks very much, Donna D. Jerry, thanks so much for coming by. Check you on Monday when we come back for the program. And not a whole lot of time to get here because she's actually involved in training right now. It was early May that we spent some time on the phone. In studio with Brogan Walker, also known as Brogy, also known as Brogy Bear. She's on the phone right now. How you doing there, girl?
I'm great, Ray. How's it going?
Day, I'm so good. Well, I got a little bit of the sniffles and a runny nose, so I could use a little bit of inspiration because no doubt there are days that you don't feel like training either. How you get past all that?
Absolutely. Well, honestly, when I do have those days when I feel like how you're feeling, I usually just listen to my body. That's the best thing to do.
Yeah, my body doesn't talk;
Yeah.
it screams. At any rate, great to have you on the phone. Long distance now. Where exactly in the planet are you?
Yeah, so I'm attending training camp right now in Southern California, in Upland, California.
Okay, how's that doing? How's that coming along there? I mean, when you say training, what do you mean by training? I mean, I got images of Muhammad Ali and a jump rope for some reason in my head. Tell me a little bit about your training regime.
Of course. Yeah, so there is a lot of that Muhammad Ali jump rope going on, working on a lot of like movement. And I just put kind of all of my training together. So, of course, I got striking, I got grappling, and then I kind of put it all together with MMA. But I also keep up everything that I would regularly do at home, like strength and conditioning, like what I do with Steve-O in the gym at Paradise, you know. And then I also have the responsibility of upkeeping my my knee injury that we talked about last time. So I have a lot of exercises given to me by Dr. Tassi from Custom Fitness, and I have to upkeep that as well.
She's getting all the sponsors in. Good girl, getting all the sponsors in. That's nice. Well, I'll make sure that you've got some time before we're all done to make sure that that everybody that has helped you on this journey from the beginning right up to what you're doing right now get some kind of acknowledgement, because I think it's a big deal what you have been able to accomplish. And you know, in the beginning of the conversation that you were going to be on The Ultimate Fighter, there are things that you can't say. There are parts of the program that you can't talk about. And as each week goes by, we learned that, quote, you are still in the game, and now you're making it all the way to the finale.
Correct. Yeah. So last time you and I spoke, I could say even less about the show, you know, because it hadn't even kicked off yet. Now that the ball is rolling, it's actually a lot of fun because, you know, typically when you win that, you're in that like excited, happy, I just won stage for a while, and I still had that. But I wasn't able to share it with my friends and my family and my team so much. So I think what was really cool is kind of the surprise comeback story that I had going on, because, you know, even my friends that I did want to tell, they were like, don't tell me. And so,
I want to watch it, and I want to watch the show.
They wanted to watch it, right? And so when they asked me, though, like, without spoiling it, just tell me how you did. And I would say, you know, I tore my MCL, you know, so I did the best I could. And then when they see me, you know, keep making it through the quarterfinal and then through the semifinal, and now I'm in the final. So it was really cool to see everybody get that surprise. Like, even people that believed in me and they knew I was going to do it, they knew it was going to be hard. So it was just cool to be able to share that with everybody. You know, I watched the episode out here with my coach, and as the fight was going on in the episode, he's coaching me through it, and I'm doing everything that he's saying to do. It was like a video game. So it was just nice to see that, you know, he was proud of my performance in there and my teammates as well. So it's been a cool experience.
So are they going to get, like, have you already gotten to a point where you automatically get a contract with the UFC?
No. So the way that the show works is the winner gets a contract. So right now I'm fighting on a UFC for the finals. I'll be fighting on a UFC card for fight night. But the winner of that show will determine really who gets the contract. Yeah.
And you can't tell me that.
I'm right there.
That would be confidential,
so
state secret.
Right. Even my opponent has not yet been announced because there's still the last two contestants still need to have their semifinal match episode released. So
There's
pretty interesting how it's all playing out.
I know. I feel bad because you were in the studio and I going, okay, I got to figure out how I can watch the show. I don't have ESPN Plus. I didn't buy the ticket thing. So, are there places? I mean, I know on your Instagram there are some things, and you've gotten really, really good at posting a lot of stuff. I love watching your stories. And you were talking about that flexibility kind of routine that you do. It looks like capoeira, or scenes from that movie where the girl's got to go over and under the little laser lights so she doesn't break the alarm. Those kind of movement, but that's important because
Mission Impossible movie.
Yeah, like that. But it's important because that's how you get into and out of trouble when all of a sudden you're not stand up fighting, you're on the ground.
Right. Yeah. I really have to focus on those things, and I appreciate you saying that. I'm getting better at my social media, but that's actually not me. So I appreciate the person who's taken over my. I have somebody working for me now and helping me out with that. So that really does help because as much as I need to and love to share with my sponsors and share with my family all around the world, and just kind of let everybody know how I'm doing, my schedule can get crazy.
I'm sure.
That's why I'm so glad I've been able to, I took this time today to talk to you, in the morning when everybody's getting ready on Guam, because typically around this time I'm getting ready to go train again. Everyone's getting ready for their day there. And it's like, it's hard with the time difference. I'm struggling sometimes. So it's nice to be able to shout out to my sponsors and my family and tell everybody how I'm doing, kind of keep them in the loop with what I've got going on.
People that are watching, people that are following you on social media, I think are having a good time doing it. So whoever is doing it has done an outstanding job. There was a post that I got the other day, and I looked at it and I said, oh, my God, I love the hair. And I've got it up on the screen right now for everybody. Yeah, and there's this, it's a Princess Leia, but up a little bit higher thing.
That's the Brogy Bear ears.
The Brogy Bear ears. Aww. That's, oh my God. Okay, so now let me throw some random stuff at you here. So as part of your training, do you have to put raw eggs in a blender?
No, but I do eat a lot of eggs. I put a lot of people think it's gross, but I put raw eggs in my protein shake. Just shake it up, makes it fluffy.
God, yeah, I don't know.
That's pretty Muhammad Ali status.
Exactly.
I won't eat the eggs straight up.
Well, Bruce Lee used to eat them with the shells. He would eat them. He would blend it up, shells intact. Can you imagine that? I mean, but that's what you do when you're at like that level of hardcore. So, I was talking about Fiji. Fiji's trying to do kind of a comeback tour for their hospitality industry, and they pulled out all the stops. Yeah, and they brought out celebrity power. The actress Rebel Wilson is now a spokesperson for.
Dope. I love her.
Right, love her too. Fat, skinny. She's absolutely fantastic, and great role model for everybody. But she's coming out doing some stumping for Fiji, and I was talking out loud about, well, who's our big celebrity? And Real Joe says it's Brogy Bear, and I'm gonna say, so what? No, because you're like international stage right now, and everybody knows who Brogy Bear is. Regardless of what happens in the finale, you've made it this far. You've been a part of a highly rated television show, and a part of something, MMA, UFC, whatever it's supposed to be called. That's a big deal for a lot of people around the world. You're going to be a known commodity. So, can you be the spokesperson for Guam?
Man, thanks for saying that, Ray. I kind of believe that I already am. I've taken on that role and I take it really seriously. When you do get a chance to watch, I know you asked earlier and I didn't have a chance to reply, but to
send me your password. Send me your password.
What's that?
Send me your password.
Yeah. So you can watch it on ESPN Plus, but you can also watch it on Hulu. And a lot of times you'll see the episodes pop up on YouTube.
Okay, definitely. Okay, I got Hulu, so I definitely got to check that. I'm not feeling good this weekend, so I'm probably not going to go to the beach, and I'll just jam my way all the way through the season. But yeah, I'm looking for somebody that's got the same level of I want you to be our Manny Pacquiao.
Let's do it. Yeah, like I said, when you do watch the show, you'll see that I taught a couple of my Team Nunes teammates how to sling. Mm-hmm. And then I used some Chamorro words. I taught our team some Chamorro words.
Did you teach them Fakai?
Right.
Did you teach them Fakai?
Of course, in context, we had to know what that word is in context.
Oh, that's
when
so
we're
funny.
doing this every day, And and then I made red rice, I made snack pack, and then just the whole vibe, the Guam vibe. So
It's so
nice to
neat.
see that on set.
Does that frustrate the producers at all? Because I think they were looking for, I think they look for a lot of conflict in some of these kind of reality shows. And when you're coming across as, hey, I'm the big sis and I'm from a cool island, I'm a groovy person, and I'm going to teach you guys how to be just as groovy as me. Did that frustrate them at all?
No, I see where you're coming, and I could totally see that you're correct. Producers love that. They look for that.
Mm-hmm.
But they also kind of loved the hospitality, because I noticed whenever I would cook, I would offer to everyone, just chesa. So the sound guys, the producers, anybody that was helping, anybody that was in the room got to try whatever I was cooking. So they did not complain. They were happy with it. And again, it's just like a culture. So even though they wanted drama, they know right off the bat that there's a lot of personalities in there. We can't all be drama, so they needed me to balance it out.
Well, so I get the sense of Nafet Malik out there, and you also introduced them to the concept of familia. Your sister was on the show.
Yeah. So that doesn't always happen, but sometimes in the show, when you make it past the quarterfinal, they allow you to call one family member or loved one, and typically there are no calls. So it's really such a big treat. I cried. I had so much emotion, like talking to my sister. It was really hard.
You can cry now if you want to. I mean, if this is touching any deep emotional chords with you, and you're getting misty because of the contact with home, by all means, feel free to get a little blubbery on the radio.
Oh, no, I'm in tough girl mode right now. So I'm not teddy bear broken. I'm a grizzly bear broken right now, because just training really hard and not eating as much, so I get hangry.
Yeah, angry. Now, what's the candy bar you're supposed to have? A Snickers or something like that on the way out.
Yeah.
It's so much fun having a good time with you, and I know that among the things that you want to make sure you get done are a mention of at least a shout out to the sponsors. I hope when you get back, you and Jerry Perez and Carl Gutierrez can sit down and talk about you being some kind of an ambassador for Guam. I think that would be awesome.
Yeah, I mean, already, since we're talking about my sponsors, already the Guam Visitors Bureau is one of my main sponsors, and it just makes me so happy, to be partnered with them, because I'm in being partnered with them, working with them so closely. I'm reminded every day, that Guam is where I started. Like, even though I started training martial arts before I moved to Guam, the culture that I was exposed to on Guam is what made me believe that I could do this.
See,
Before that, I enjoyed doing it. I just didn't know that I could do it on this level.
See, now you're making me want to skip ahead back and forth on some of the names here of your sponsors, because I know that Mo and Sarah and everybody over at Moses, they're on your six for sure.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. So, those guys are planning to, be out here with me. And those guys have been with me on my journey since the get-go as well. The cool thing about all of my sponsors is that, once I don't have any sponsors that sponsored me at one point and don't currently sponsor me, because everybody that I've ever worked with, we have a good relationship. And there's, they're growing as a business. I'm growing as a martial artist.
Yeah.
And those relationships mean a lot to me. So Mo and Sarah, before we worked together business-wise, they were always good friends. I've always been a fan of the food. That is where I go.
Tanat Lakutni and Asahi beer. That's what you see me whenever I'm in there, right? Because it's so good. But one thing real quick on Mo, does she ever take you spearfishing?
She has not, but she's tried and she's talked about it. I'm always so busy that I have yet to go with her, but I need to tag along with her one of these days.
Dude, that chick,
sure.
she's champion down there.
She's amazing.
Absolute champion. All right.
Yeah,
I'm gonna fly through these because there's a guy on the phone who wants to talk to you. Bangeth Guam is in there. GTA, fuck guy, of course. First Form Supplements. Supa MMA Gym. Purebred BJJ Guam. Silver Lion Athletics. There's Renaissance Kennels. The Dollhouse. Maxim Consulting. Big Fish Creative. Lloyd Kubakub. John Mofness. Deanne Torrey. Professor Stephen Roberto. Steve Oshiro of a coach. coach. Shout to the coach.
Yes.
Bettis Mansouri, Patrick Nkanko, Mackenzie, and Clay. I got Rachel Kubakub, the Sanchez and Alito family, Sion family, and the Familian Chargaloff. On the line, I've got Clay that wanted to join the conversation. Clayton wants in with Brogy Bear. Good morning.
Hey, how's it going? How's it going, y'all? How are you doing?
What's up, Clay?
Yeah, no, so I heard you're going to be on the air, so I decided to call you, because I know you're out there. And, you always have love coming from Guam, but it's, I could text you, but I could also call the radio station and tell everybody, everybody's supporting you, So,
You're so
yeah.
awesome. This is why I love this guy, Clay.
Yeah, well.
My sister, my most prized possession.
Yeah. We're actually at the gym right now training, so, when I heard, I have a short window to call you, I decided to phone in. But it's interesting hearing your sponsor list. I didn't know I was one of your sponsors, but it kind of makes sense, I guess,
But
yeah.
you're 100% one of my sponsors. I couldn't do it without you.
So legit. So Clayton, tell me about how far back does your relationship with Brogy go? How much of has she ever saved your life?
Clay,
what? Hey,
Clay,
what? Personal? Yeah, the whole thing.
Tell him where you met Mackenzie. Tell him where you met Mackenzie.
Oh, well, I met Mackenzie for the first time at Mimosa's. That's just where it was at. So Brogan had a victory fight. She had a victory celebration. She won a fight in Invicta, came back, and I would always be driving along the street on Sundays trying to find a place to eat. And of course I drive by Mimosa's, it's always closed, but this day it wasn't.
Hey.
And so I drive in. And I'm like, wow, what's going on here? It's a party. And I see this special menu, and it's like Brogan's Burger, all this stuff. Wow, okay, cool. So I was familiar with Brogan because I had met her in 2013 at a mutual friend's house when she first kind of came to Guam. But I didn't formally meet her or ever hang out. We weren't friends. And then I met Mackenzie that night. And then about 6 months later, we kind of reconnected. And so, yeah, it all starts at Mosa's. That's like a hub for everything. I know, this might sound like a sponsor shout out, but really it is. It's even if you're not going to do, if you're not going to eat or drink, if you want to just kick back and grab a table, get some coffee and do homework. I mean, It's one of those spots where everybody it just, surrounds with, it's good people. So that's where I found the person who I'm engaged to now. So it's kind of I don't know. It's a beautiful story. Mosa's joint.
Now, what's it like, just being dude, I'm just a regular guy from Guam, the occasional customer of Mosa's, and all of a sudden we know somebody that has risen to some really, really incredible heights on a television show and doing what she loves. I mean, national, international stage. What's that feel like for you, Clay?
Oh, man. Well, it feels great because, it's definitely cool to have somebody that is not born and raised on Guam, but adopted Guam. A lot of people get adopted by Guam, but Brogan adopted Guam. She's like, no, this is where I'm at, So it's kind of cool being friends and family with her now, but regardless of the status of whatever, television shows or the height of anyone's career, the core starts with the person, right? And so I believe if you have a good base core of what kind of person you are, whatever you achieve in your life is it's gonna be reflected off of that core. And Brogan, she really has a great heart, and so she has a really good foundation of what she wants to do. She's very centered. So knowing the person without all the frills and the television and stuff is just as good, even better. But it's the cherry on top, of course, being on a show and succeeding and doing all these great things. It's really a blessing.
I'm so glad that you called here today, but I'm sure that Brogy is sitting there going, God, I hope he doesn't say this on the air. What do you suppose that is?
No way. Please.
What secret? What secret out there about Brogy Walker is she most afraid of you saying on the air?
Yeah, no, that one you'll just have to. Yeah, you'll have to tune in to the next episode on on August 6th, I guess. Find out her deepest, darkest secrets. You just have to keep up with her life,
Dude, give me a call if we're going to be doing something for the viewing. I'd sure love to be able to see it and sit there and watch it with people that love her.
Sure. Yeah, sounds good.
All right, so everybody stay close. Brogy, I know you got some crazy training stuff that you've got to get to and all of the different ways, ponder all the different ways that this experience has changed your life and how you can use it to help change other people's lives. I think, it'd be kind of a waste if you weren't able to pay this back and pay it forward in the future.
Absolutely. Like I said, I had somebody kind of help me take over my social media. But one of the things that I don't want to miss in there is like when I get messages from somebody saying, hey, you inspired me or you did this. And, there's a lot of weirdos out there too. So I'm glad that I have someone who's going through it and they're saying like, look, bro, this is your student or this is your, your old friend or something. And, they message you. So stuff like that really keeps me going. Things like what Clay just said,
Mm-hmm.
It all adds up and it motivates me. In the last episode, the opponent that I faced, she said, she said that she fights for nobody. She only fights for herself. And when I thought about it, I'm like, that sounds great, but I disagree. In my opinion, like, I fight and I do what I do every day because of all the people that believe in me and believe that I could do it. I owe it to them to show them that I can. So that's where all the hard work comes from.
Find her on Instagram. Brogy the Bear is the easy way to spot her and see all of the curated content. Clay, I want to thank you very much for calling in. Like I said, don't lose the string on me. We'll get together and see if we can hang out and do some program watching on the finale. Brogy, you take care of yourself and best of luck to you. Hope to see you. We'll do a follow-up interview when you get home.
Yes, sir. Ray, thank you so much for always having me on and letting me shout out my sponsors. And thank you so much for calling in, Clay. I miss you right now.
Of course. I love you guys. I'll be hearing from both of you very soon.
All right, 7:55 in the morning. Everybody, have a fantastic rest of the day. Wow, how much fun is that? What a great way to end the week. What a great way to, it's like 5 days. We only had 4 days of incredible programs, right?
True.
So I got to make up for it. Got more incredible on the way. 7:55 in the morning. Didn't get a chance to take a look at what's going on in traffic. We'll probably do that after these.
Half a day, this is Honey. Here at APL, our expertise and extensive network can help you grow your business and reach out to more global markets. As a responsible carrier, APL is also committed to a sustainable future, whether it's protecting the environment or investing our efforts in giving back to the community. Our dedicated teams in Guam, Saipan, and on U.S. mainland are here to support you. Call 588-4651 or visit apl.com.
Half a day. Patsy Gogri from Security Title here with information about what a title company does. The title side of our business determines who owns a property and guarantees your ownership with a title insurance policy. The escrow side acts as an independent third party, managing the transfer of money and documents between the buyer, seller, lenders, and others. Security Title has a management of real estate closings down to a science. Give us a call. We are here to help.
All right, let me look at the map and see what's going on the roadways here. Expecting it to be accidents here at some point today because as people forget how to drive when it is as rainy as it is. Nothing major up at Anderson Air Force Base, southbound Marine Corps Drive. You will run into traffic over by Pow Pow into Wysang Song, and it's going to be stop and go, and maybe some long stop on the way down to the intersection of 1 and 3. Busy until you get to the ITC building in Micronesia Mall, and then you're on Route 16. If you're headed in that direction, know that there are going to be some delays. 8, 10, and 16, tri-intersection, not so bad right now. 10 and 15, also likewise, not looking so bad. Not seeing a whole lot on Route 8 that you're not going to be prepared for. Route 4, getting into the downtown and getting your area, nothing major. But what is happening up in Tamuning over by, let me see, they got some traffic. Hey, keep still. Turn it. Hey. Come back here. Screen's moving around on me. Stand by one as I zoom in to see what's going on. No, it keeps wanting to go to a shot of the Riga Hotel for some reason. All right, got a little bit of traffic. Everybody avoiding what's happening on Marine Corps Drive as much as possible. So that's leading to some traffic in the Tumon and Tamuning area. Traffic around the Kmart intersection running a little bit busy, and then moving up a little bit more, even by the turn over by, looks like St. John's School. I got traffic in both directions looking like it's running fairly slow. Traffic into the downtown Agutnia area, expect some delays at 1 and 4. And then over on the other side of the Paseo over by Jack in the Box, Jamaican Grill, you may run into some problems through there as well. I'm sorry, a little bit distracted because I'm reading some of the comments on from last hour, and I was talking with Landon Idlet, and apparently I used the word erection.
You
on
did.
on the radio.
I loved it.
Yeah, many of the comments right now are kind of Beavis and Butthead oriented, except for Dennis Benzers, who said, well, he said erection. I guess that's a drink. So there you go. That's the way you start your Friday morning. It's a couple of minutes away from 8 o'clock on The Ray Gibson Show.
I want my children to be healthy and safe for the new school year. That's why I made an appointment at the FHP Health Center for their annual checkups, vaccines, physicals, and dental exams. FHP pediatricians and dentists deliver the highest quality of care. I trust them. So can you. Receive a free gift with your child's checkup. For an appointment, call 671-646-5825, press 1. Most private insurance plans accepted. FHP Health Center. Our island, your clinic.
Gas is expensive, so let the bank come to you. Through our remote deposit capture, you can deposit your checks into your account from your phone. And with our Dynamite Bank Pacific Visa debit card, you can use your money anytime, anywhere. It's the perfect combo. Equal housing lender. Member FDIC. Crank it up.
Donna's like, oh, she's so cute. And I said, yeah, that's too much woman for me. And Donna said, yeah, she can beat you up. Yeah. Well, the truth is, most women can. 7:59 and change on the Ray Gibson Show. Closing in on Fox News in the next hour of the program. Where do we go? I have no idea whatsoever. We put together a plan. There's a table of contents. That includes some interesting things, including the unveiling of the Liberation Festival, talks about different public auditor reports and audits that have come out. And then we've got room for some political, I don't know, gossip is the word that I'm going to be looking for, because I'm wondering if there is more hay to be made about a picture that Felix Camacho sent me darn early this morning. It's a picture of him, Tony Ada, who he's running with, and Frank Uggan. So is that it? Is that the new gubernatorial team for the Republican Party? And Frank may be pledging his support and his thousands and thousands of followers to the Camacho Ada team. Well, maybe we'll find out. It's 8. Here's the news.
Time for a former Minneapolis police officer. I'm Joe Chiro, Fox News. Derek Chauvin has been sentenced by a federal judge to 21 years in prison for violating George Floyd's civil rights. U.S. District Judge Paul Magnuson told Chauvin that what he did was simply wrong and offensive. Chauvin will serve the time concurrently with his 22.5-year state sentence for murder and manslaughter in the death of Floyd. The Biden administration emphasizing that the resignation of UK Prime Minister Boris Johnson will not impact the relationship between the two countries. And White House Press Secretary Karine Jean-Pierre says Johnson's resignation does not affect NATO or its support of Ukraine.
You saw a reassurance, a reaffirmation of NATO countries saying again what they are going to continue to do, continue to support Ukraine in their effort to defend their democracy against Putin's brutal war. And so that is not going to change.
Boris Johnson's resignation comes after 2 members of his cabinet stepped down amid recent scandals. WNBA player Brittany Griner pleads guilty to drug possession charges she faces in Russia.
The 2-time U.S. Olympic basketball gold medalist was detained at an airport outside Moscow February 17th, alleged to have transported 2 vape cartridges in her luggage that contain hash oil, which is illegal in Russia. Griner told the judge, "I didn't want to break the law." An all-star every year since she entered the WNBA in 2013, the 31-year-old Phoenix Mercury star was traveling to Russia to play basketball, as she has for years, to help supplement her WNBA salary.
Fox's Jared Max, a Detroit police officer, has died after he was shot Wednesday responding to reports of a man firing a gun. Investigators say 40-year-old Lauren Courts was ambushed by a 19-year-old man who was killed by another officer. America is listening to Fox News.
Is your business ready for digital transformation? The latest Wi-Fi technology is here, and it's Docomo Pacific's WorkPass, powered by Plume. WorkPass unlocks connectivity, productivity, and security tools all in the palm of your hand. Access features like adaptive Wi-Fi, guest and employee networks, evolving AI security, plus so much more. To learn more about WorkPass, visit business.docomopacific.com. Docomo Pacific Business. Work better together.
JV International Safety Equipment has it all for you. Fall protection, rain gear, traffic signs, speed bumps, custom signs and banners, PPEs, fire extinguishers, plus more. Check them out on Facebook at JV International Safety Equipment Company or visit their website, www.jvisec.com. JV International Safety Equipment, Guam's leader in occupational and environmental safety equipment. Call 688-9524. JV International Safety Equipment, located in Harmon Industrial Park.
People find a new way to chip in on the Ukrainian war effort. Fox's Therese Crowley reports.
Lithuania, one of the most active supporters of the defense of Ukraine. Now thousands of Lithuanians have pitched in one by one on a private crowdfunding campaign and raised more than $6 million to present Ukraine with a combat drone. This is no day at the park drone. The Turkish-built TB2 is like the size of a Cessna. Lithuanian Defense Minister presented the drone at a local airbase to the public who pitched in to take a look, saying one weapon won't win a war, but symbols are extremely important in any war. The TB2 is a medium-altitude, long-endurance, unmanned combat drone, which can be remotely controlled or perform autonomous flight ops. Therese Crowley, Fox News.
Disappointing numbers on the U.S. job market.
Slightly more people receiving benefits. There were 235,000 new claims for unemployment last week. It's an increase of 4,000 from the previous week's numbers. And the number of people continuing to receive unemployment benefits rose by 51,000 to 1.37 million.
Fox's Ginny Casola. Restaurants are implementing new fees to help with their higher costs from inflation.
It's happening at restaurants all around the country. And keep in mind, these restaurants suffered immensely during the pandemic. And in many places, restaurants were just absolutely closed for 3 months. The next time you're grabbing a meal at your favorite restaurant, you're going to notice that it costs a little more, all because of inflation. National Restaurant Association says many restaurants across the U.S. have chosen to add various fees to the final bill instead of increasing menu prices. And some of those surcharges are listed on the receipt as wellness and kitchen appreciation fees.
Fox's Phil Keating in Miami. And I'm Joe Chiro, Fox News.
Ladies and gentlemen, children of all ages, the Super American Circus is back on Guam, performing 8 shows per week at the PIC Hotel. Witness thrilling acts like the motorcycle team and the Globe of Danger, the amazing Skywheel, the high-flying motorcycle, acrobats, beautiful aerial ballerinas, jugglers, and more. Get your tickets now, www.superamericancircus.com. Get free tickets for kids at Burger King and Circle K 76, valid for the month of July. Presented by Burger King and Circle K 76.
Fly to new experiences with 3 times United miles with First Hawaiian Bank's United credit card. Earn 3 times per dollar spent on United tickets purchased through United ticketing channels until February 28, 2023, and 2 times miles thereafter. Visit any First Hawaiian Bank branch or go to fhb.com/United for more information. Don't wait. Apply today. First Hawaiian Bank. It all starts with yes.
Everyone has a busy schedule these days, and sometimes we forget to schedule our routine dental checkup and cleaning. Don't neglect your dental health. Schedule one today with Dr. Robert Yang and his Smile team, conveniently located at the East West Business Center on Marine Drive, Upper Tumon. Call us today at 647-8702 or 3. Again, that's 647-8702 or 647-8703. We make smiles happen.
Your local news is brought to you by Nambo Insurance. Skip the line, pay online. It's fast, it's easy, and it's secure. Visit Nambo.com for more information.
Off a day, it's 8:06. I'm Donna De Jesus with a look at your local news on The Point. The court has denied Suruhanu and former Port Police Officer Frank Cosa Nicholas his request for a mistrial. Superior Court Judge Arthur Barcina says steps were taken to prevent any prejudice to Nicholas during his second sexual assault trial. Defense attorney Jay Arreola called for a mistrial and claimed prosecutorial misconduct, arguing that the prosecutor tried to elicit hearsay statements from a government witness about the rape. The court had ordered the witness to provide only limited testimony that would avoid any hearsay statements. Barcina says a mistrial is appropriate only where a cautionary instruction is unlikely to cure the prejudicial impact of the error. Trial resumes on Monday. And Congressman Mike Sinicola says Guam can anticipate more than $1.5 billion in defense spending coming through the fiscal year 2023 National Defense Authorization Act. This includes more funding for missile defense and the highest level of funding for military build-up projects on record. The delegate says his office is working to identify public defense access roads on Guam for more road investment and a behavioral health study to bring in more doctors for service members, veterans and their families, as well as for Gold Star families. The congressman's office is also working on an extension of Guam's quotas for foreign workers on H-2B visas to meet military and local project and housing needs. More local news after this.
Go green, go hybrid, go to Nanbo Insurance, and your next power bill is on us. Insure your hybrid car at Nanbo and get up to $350 towards your next power bill. That's instant savings for keeping our island clean and green. Nanbo has been providing Guam with over 50 years of reliable and affordable auto insurance. At Nanbo, it pays to go green. Terms and conditions apply. Visit nanbo.com or call 477-9754 for details.
The Guam Education Board has given GDOE the green light for its facilities master plan. GDOE PIO Michelle Franquez says the project is decades long in the making and identifies roofing and canopy repairs, restroom renovations, and HVAC improvements as just a few of the priorities. This plan identifies approximately $100 million in America Rescue Plan monies that will be going towards modernization needs and much-needed maintenance throughout Guam's public school system. The approved GDOE Facilities Master Plan can be viewed online at gdoe.net. And with 2 weeks of preparation left before the Liberation Day Parade, the Mayor's Council shares the regulations for Village Parade floats and explains how the People's Choice will pick the winner for the best float. Council President Jesse Alex says call time for floats is 7 in the morning on Liberation Day, so photos can be posted on social media. Winners will be chosen based on the number of likes on the photo. And Mangilao Vice Mayor Kevin Delgado is asking for volunteers and donations for the Foster Care Communities float. While a smaller version of the Liberation Carnival will be returning, there will be no Liberation Queens or casinos this year. And those were your top stories. Now back to Ray with weather.
Well, I don't know. I haven't read the whole thing. It's 40 pages. The Governor Camacho's platform with Tony Atta and Frank Delgado.
I had to split the stories.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, because there's a lot. I mean, just based on what's in the newspapers and what's been reported in the last 24 hours. I mean, there's a lot to punch through, and I want to make it all the way through. Now, some people say, Ray, come on, it's a political platform. It's just pillow talk. That's what that is. It's just all of the promises that they're going to make, and and then they're going to get in office and do whatever it is that they're going to be doing. But still, in all, I think I should be familiar with it so that when they win, I can say, hey, you said you were going to do this. Every day.
And you will.
I'll say, you said you're going to do this. You said you were going to take the BPT from 5 back down to 4. You said you're going to do it, and we're all waiting for you to do it. So now, should I talk to Tony? Is Tony going to do it? Did you tell Tony to do it? Which one? What about Frank? Frank's going to do it. I wonder. Well, so it's okay. There was, let me see here. Looking at the picture now, it's just fun putting this up just because I know it's triggering people all over the island. But
I just noticed they're matching.
They are there. It's nice. I'm thinking we need to get Brogy working with Tony on some of that workout.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Wow.
Looking good. I'm pretty comfortable there, bro. I'm not. Hey, I'm.
Come on, man.
I know I'm not one to talk, right?
He's happy.
He's happy. Sure. So, have you seen his wife? No reason for him not to be happy. At any rate, so we're going through all of this stuff. We got Frank Uggan in the picture, standing side by side with colleagues, peers, I suppose, from the opposite party.
He's in the picture.
He's in the picture, clearly. And the word that I got was, I'm throwing my support to this team, right? And that in and of itself will trigger. And I'm delighted. I'm kind of interested to see that. Okay. I'm kind of interested to see all that dynamic because I don't think you were producing for me yet when it was right in time. And
Oh no, man!
there
Life
was
was great then.
There was a time where there was a radio silence between Tony and Alicia. You just didn't hear from them anymore. And then they broke their silence, came into the radio station, and we got to talking. All of a sudden, the phone rings, and it's Lulian Guerrero.
Oh yeah, I remember
You
that.
remember that call?
I was listening to your
remember
show.
that call, and it was like, give it up, Frank. You lost. Give it up, Frank. Get over it. You lost. That's all there is to it. And she wouldn't give him an opportunity to rebut before it was all done. I mean, I thought that was one of those, and it's one of those days where you just kind of, as the host of the show, you just kind of sit back and, where's the popcorn? Can somebody make me some popcorn? I'd like it with a little bit of butter and Tabasco. Yeah. Because
right away, sir.
This is going to be a fun drama to watch. And for a couple of minutes, it was. And then went on she went on to win the election. After all was said and done, but still, it was kind of an interesting day. And I'm wondering if this is the Frank Uggan now, who has been plotting his revenge. Was it in exile? In exile for a while?
Exile.
I don't want to say, but he wasn't around for a long time, right? And you just get an idea in your head. You know what I'm going to do with them? I'm going to start hanging out with Felix and Tony. Yeah. Write that down. Put a check mark on that. Maybe every once in a while, as you're driving around, you got one of these big all-in rallies. Maybe Frank in the big red truck. You remember his red truck?
I do.
Got Frank in the red truck with the big ass sign. This is with Tony and Felix on it. Just driving by, honk honk. Wait, hey, you guys remember me? I'm a Democrat. Yeah. Come on, look who I'm voting for. Or maybe I'm giving him ideas right now. Maybe I'm giving the guy ideas right now. I'm just trying to figure out how much of a big deal to make out of this, because it's going to be clear moving through that there are probably going to be a lot of Republicans voting in the Democratic primary coming up because it's fun to screw with that side of the ballot. But the other part is going to be how many Democrats will he be able to bring in to the Felix and because arguably, look, the Democrats have got to be kind of upset as well. They got to be a whole bunch of Democrats that don't work in the government of Guam that are looking at everybody in these parties and these rallies going, hey, we're having a good time driving around their big fancy cars with big ass signs and the stickers on it, and then you're sitting around going, wow, I don't know if I've got enough gas to make it to work today, or I'm carpooling with my friends. And not all Democrats sit at the same side of the table. Know what I mean? So I'm wondering if Frank being a part of this coalition might actually be, as some liberals are fond of saying, a dog whistle to all of the pissed off Democrats going, okay, you've got an option. If I'm over here, maybe you can be over here with me. Right?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know. 8:50. Hey, look, I'm not the supreme political pundit around here. I'm just the observer. And every once in a while, I see something that is interesting, and I like to try to think a couple of chess moves ahead. So what are those other chess moves, and to what degree is Frank going to be, a big part of this campaign? So far, it's not one, but two pictures of these guys. Maybe social settings, maybe just a bunch of boys hanging out, having a good time, or maybe they are plotting an overthrow. At any rate, somebody asked for weather. Couldn't rain. A lot of rain. Occasional showers. Possibly thunderstorms in the forecast for today. Highs near 85 degrees. Light southeast winds turning easterly a little bit later on in the morning like you care. Showers likely and possible thunderstorms this afternoon. But I don't care because I'm going to be sleeping. Cloudy. Overnight lows of about 74 degrees. And then we get into the weather forecast for Saturday and Sunday. Now, we talked to Landon. Landon said scattered showers, mostly cloudy skies. There will be times where the sun is coming out. So the suggestion is you be ready for both. You got one of those pop-up stands, pop-up tents, bring that with you. You got big umbrellas, bring those with you. Got towels, change of clothes, all of those kinds of things. You never know when it's going to change. But here's the drill on Guam weather, right? With 4th of July being the exception, if you don't like the weather, wait 5 minutes. It'll change into something else. So just, give it some time. The beer's just as good. The food is just as good whether you're outside in the rain or not. It's 8:16 on the Ray Gibson Show. Be right back.
Are you looking for a new place to hang out with your friends? Let's go along the sidelines at Sidelines Bar and Grill. Located at 154 Iriarte Road, Unit 4 and 5 in Tamuning behind Royal Bigs. Sidelines, a hidden gem with nothing but great things to offer. Great atmosphere, great food, top shelf drinks, and a great team. What are we waiting for? Let the fun begin at Sidelines Bar and Grill. Open daily from 3 p.m. to 2 a.m. See you there.
Get ready to save up and chow down with Pacific Points. Now you can redeem Pacific Points for UnoGo wallet credits and enjoy huge savings on food delivery. Order from over 80 restaurants and have it delivered straight to your door. Continue earning points when you fuel up at Shell, shop at Foodies, purchase ITNE prepaid load, and pay your monthly ITNE bill. Then, get ready to claim your rewards. Learn more at PacificPoints.com. Pacific Points. Do more, get more.
Portions of the program being brought to you by my friends at APL, American President Lines, a global presence with a local home. And it's breakfast time on Guam, 8:17 in the morning. And maybe you're thinking, you know what, I feel sorry for Ray, so I'm going to go to California Pizza Kitchen and eat breakfast for him. I appreciate that. No, because you know how it is. You get a little sniffly, and all of a sudden you lose half of your taste bud flavor. Well, that's not going to happen. CPK, the food is going to absolutely wow you. Lots and lots of different flavors. And I think that's one of the things that I like about this breakfast menu they've got over at CPK. It's just there's a lot of layers. There's a lot of layers in flavors, a lot of layers in textures. I mean, even something as simple as an Eggs Benedict. The Eggs Benedict, you got the egg, and there's a certain way, and they do it perfectly that you make the egg for an Eggs Benedict. But the other part of it is, what's it going to be going on? Or you got the little thing down at the bottom, a little bread thing down at the bottom. We've got some lettuce. There's a sauce in there, and then a variety now of different kinds of proteins that you can put in there. There's a smoked salmon Eggs Benedict, Canadian bacon, which I buy by the pound. I love Canadian bacon, and in my mind, that is the primary meat. And I thought so until I tried it with the Newski's Applewood Smoked Bacon Benedict that they've got there, which is absolutely terrific. Now here's what this is. I would suggest you do this. You like the salmon, and you like the Newski's. Get two of them, and then you trade out with somebody else the different one. So you can have a salmon and the Newski's, and you're going to absolutely. The Newski's is just so unbelievably thick that it will blow you away. So like I said, a lot of flavors, a lot of texturing of the flavors, and a lot of layering of all of that. Now that's just the Eggs Benedict. There's all kinds of other stuff on the menu. We've got they got a healthy breakfast, side bowls, etc. We've got the standards. You want eggs and rice and bacon, can do for you. But we're not going to do standard eggs and rice and bacon. They're going to kick it several notches up. And of course, it's CPK, so there's going to be pizza on the menu as well. Need to wash that down. They've got these great juices: apple juice, orange juice, cranberry juice, mango juice. Want some champagne in that? Shall we mimosa that for you, Mr. and Miss First Class? Absolutely. Find out about what everybody is raving about. It's breakfast at CPK in Agana.
Real Talk Radio is back. Welcome to The Point, Guam's FM News Talk Superstation.
What? I was looking at the menus, trying to see what I want for breakfast here over to CPK. 20 after 8 o'clock in the morning, 888-8255, 888-TALK is the telephone number. We're all done with the weather. I don't need this anymore, right? I can throw this away?
Yep, in the garbage.
Eliminate that little bit of paperwork. And now 8:20 in the morning. And until we hear again from more interesting people, I thought maybe we'd spend a little bit of time talking about interesting celebrity birthdays and events worth celebrating. While Donna D is still here, it's too early for the small talk portion of the show. Just saying.
Yeah.
You're just saying. But every once in a while, we got to take a break. We just went through that Fox News thing, and there's nothing but bad news, questionable policies coming out of Washington, D.C. My God, our country's being led by an airhead, and two of them. There are two of them in the top there. 8:21 in the morning. All right. And now, is it just me? Can I just say this? Not a Republican, Democrat, liberal, conservative thing. Can we go back to having a president that doesn't sound like he's yelling at us all the time? Exactly. We can sum up America in one word, and that word is celebrity birthdays today. Steve Lawrence, singer, comedian, actor. We used to love him. It seemed like he was on not the Alan Sec talent show, but what's her name? Cal Burnett show. At least once every other week, right? Anyway, Stevie Lawrence is 87 years old today. Chef Wolfgang Puck is 73. And was it our friend Sal? Sal in Japan sent us a picture of that pizza bar, Wolfgang's Pizza Bar. I've told you, haven't I, that I ate one day at Wolfgang's in Las Vegas.
Yeah. I passed by one time. I looked inside.
Okay, now I'm not going to say that I didn't approve of the food. It was good. I'm glad I wasn't paying. But let me just say that I was left wanting even after eating at Wolfgang's in Vegas. But the good news is right around the corner is a what do you call it? White Castle.
Oh,
White Castle. Have you ever?
The boys.
Only the one that they sold at the gas. Of course, it's not going to be the same. The one, they had the microwavable ones at the gas station.
Yeah. I see a
Payless. No, it's not the same.
Of course, it's not the same. But
no,
that's the closest.
It's close enough, though.
Is it?
Yes, it's close enough. It is close enough. I mean, there's nothing like there's nothing like being at a White Castle and getting a bag of belly bombs and just kind of sitting them out. You just tear the bag open and you squirt ketchup all over the place and Tabasco and the bags and you just eat these things 4, 5, 6 of them at a time because there's literally nothing behind it. It's rolls and burger, salt, pepper, and onions. That's the whole thing. You can dress it up any way you want to. But the cool thing about the White Castle in Vegas was you could get they make it for you right there. I mean, you get into line and pretty soon here it is. Here's your deal in the ordering process.
Fresh.
Second great thing about it is they sell beer at the White Castle. At the White Castle in Las Vegas, you can get beer with your White. I don't know if they do that everywhere, but I thought it was good. And they have Wi-Fi. And they have Wi-Fi. I don't know about you, but when I travel, especially the mainland, I'm kind of too cheap to get one of those like little SIM cards that go on the phone. Universal coverage.
Go for the free Wi-Fi.
Free Wi-Fi. So I'm either at the Starbucks or the McDonald's or in the hotel bar because generally those have decent Wi-Fi. Angelica Houston from the Addams Family, and you've heard me say this before, and I will say it again, if for no other reason that you might need some romance in your life. Go and watch the Addams Family or Addams Family Values, and you will watch that. I want you to look at it from the perspective of a love story.
Oh, yeah.
Between
her and Gomez?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. Yes.
And my God, what a great actor he was. What an incredible actor. We lost a good one when he died. Kevin Bacon turned 64 years old.
He's so handsome.
How many degrees separate you and I from Kevin Bacon? That's where the theory comes from. 6 degrees of separation between any person on the planet and Kevin Bacon. It can be done.
Footloose, Ray.
Oh, Footloose. There's not my favorite movie of his.
Kevin Bacon's.
He did a
Invisible
movie.
Man?
No, Taking Chance is the name of the movie. Have you ever heard of it?
No.
He is a Marine taking a fallen brother Marine home. And you can't imagine the incredible privilege of being able to escort. And apparently, this is kind of a thing: is escort somebody's body back to their family for burial, internment. And it's a terrific story. And you get to the end of it, and you're just misty-eyed after all of this, and seeing all of the steps that are taken from the unzipping a body bag all the way to internment, and then the story continues after that. If you get a chance, it's called Taking Chance with Kevin Bacon. Jaden Smith, that's Will's daughter. Pursuit of Happiness, spelled incorrectly, is 24 years old today. Richard Roundtree, we know him as Shaft.
Shaft.
He's a bad mother. No, not laugh. Have you ever heard the song?
Yes,
I
have.
He's a bad mother, and then you say, shut your mouth. No, it's actually got to be a girl. Yeah. He's a bad mother.
Shut your mouth.
But I'm talking about Shaft. No?
I remember that.
Oh, my God. O.J.
Playing a lot
Simpson.
over there.
O.J. Simpson has got a birthday in jail. He's 75 years old. Actually, I'm not sure if he's still in jail. John Test is 70. Tom Hanks?
Yes.
Yeah. Tom Hanks.
Best actor in the world or what? Arguably the best actor.
I don't. He's the Kenny Loggins of acting. Just everybody likes him. There's no bad Kenny Loggins songs. There's no, I don't think, bad Tom Hanks movies. Although there are a couple that are the Castaway movie that he did.
I didn't see it. The one with the ball?
With Wilson. Excuse me, his name is Wilson.
The one with the ball, yes. And it gets to the end of the movie, and he's finally delivering the package, and we all want to know what the hell's in the box, and we don't find out. We never find out what the hell is in the box that he's been holding on to the whole time, right? It's the last good copy on VHS of Little Mermaid. I don't know what it is, but we never get to find out. Plus, and there's this woman who the box originated from, and you're going, okay, this is it, cha-cha time. Way to go, castaway. Your wife married another guy because we thought you
that
were
hurt
dead.
me, man.
Didn't it?
It hurt me.
And so you're thinking, okay, there could be another 20 minutes of this movie. I'll stay and watch. And then it just kind of ends. The same thing with the movie where he falls in love with the stewardess. You know which one I'm talking about? The Terminal
in Seattle.
I don't know, maybe Terminal or something like
I
that.
like that one. The Terminal. That's a good movie.
There's another one that had kind of one of those where it just ends. It's just going to make it end. That's all the time we've got for you. The story's over. Kelly McGillis from Top Gun is 65 years old.
Oh,
and,
yes. Wait, hold on, Ray.
Just the 87 version of it. Fred Savage from the Wonder Years turns 46 over the weekend. Mavis Staples is 83. I've got Arlo Guthrie, 75 years old. You got to be older than me to understand the nature and the gravity of his music. From Modern Family, Sofia Vergara. This is the mom. The Hispanic mom is 50 years old, and Jessica
Venezuela.
That's Hispanic, I guess. Okay. I don't know how much trouble we're going to get into for that. La Raza is going to come and get us for not understanding the distinctions. Is Latinx. Do we want to call her Latinx? I doubt it. Jessica Simpson is 42 years old. Things to celebrate over the weekend. It is Coca-Cola Day. I don't know, man, because they drank deep in that critical race theory. So it'll be Coke Zero for me. Yeah. They're teaching people how not to be white. It was a thing a few months ago. Anyway, go celebrate if you like to. It's Be a Kid Again Day, Freezer Pop Day. I don't know that we call it Freezer Pop, and Freezer Pop in my mind is number 2 or number 3 behind Saipanese ice keki.
Ice keki.
There's nothing better than actual ice candy that comes from Garapan, if you ask me.
Is someone going to send you another box?
There's always a hope, isn't there?
Yeah.
There's always that. Another reason to live here. It's special events, Fashion Day, Sugar Cookie Day, and don't giggle like Beavis and Butthead. Okay, go ahead. It's No Bra Day tomorrow.
It's no bra day every day, man.
Free the tatas. We got Barn Day on Sunday, Pina Colada Day, Kitten Day, Pick Blueberries Day. Yeah, that's easy on Guam. Teddy Bear Picnic Day, and Don't Step on a Bee Day. All somehow going to be celebrated. These are all of the weekend's big activities, and you know which one I'm going to be focusing on. Hey. 8:29, it's the Ray Gibson Show. Last look at big news and headlines with Donna D is coming up right after these.
Howdy, folks. It's KFC's Colonel Sanders, and I'm bringing you a delicious KFC chicken flavor just in time for summer. Introducing my new KFC Grilled Teriyaki Chicken. It's our great KFC grilled chicken made with an authentic sweet and tangy Japanese teriyaki sauce that the whole family will fall in love with. Pick up a bucket at your favorite KFC location and bring home the teriyaki love today. KFC's new Grilled Teriyaki Chicken is available for a limited time at your favorite KFC location. KFC, it's finger licking good.
Family Finance has been serving the people of Guam since 1959, and they will continue to be there for you in the years to come. Get a personal loan for that summer vacation or to pay off those long overdue bills. Family Finance has got you covered. Apply for a personal loan from $1,000 up to $3,900 by calling Family Finance in Hagåtña, now at the old Nanbo Insurance Building at 475-4545, Upper Tumon 647-5626, or in Dededo 633-4473. Family Finance, here to serve you.
Is that the theme from Friends? Nah, close enough. That's one of those things. You can do that in radio. If you don't want to get charged, copyright, there are songs that you can find that sound just like the real songs, but they've changed out of the key or a couple of notes or something like that. So it's not that song, but pretty close. Bottom of the hour is 8:30 in the morning, and what have we got coming up? Last big look at news and headlines with Donna D, so that you can begin your weekend on time. Donna, what happened? What's the big stories?
Voters will be able to decide whether they want a part-time legislature, be able to sue government officials directly for breaking the law, and eliminate primary elections for independent candidates if several voter initiatives make it onto the ballot this year. The proposed initiatives are under review by the Guam Election Commission. Executive Director Maria Pangilinan says Guam law requires that petitions are signed by at least 10% of registered voters, which equates to a minimum of 5,209 signatures per initiative. And Governor Lulian Guerrero will be heading to Washington, D.C. to meet with various White House and Pentagon leaders to follow up with Veterans Affairs issues. The governor says she also wants to talk to Homeland Security and Labor and the Undersecretary of the Navy to discuss installations and bases in the Pacific. Leon Guerrero will also be laying a wreath at the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier at the Arlington National Cemetery. Meanwhile, Republican gubernatorial candidates Felix Camacho and Tony Ada have unveiled their campaign platform. Plans include rolling back the business privilege tax from 5% to 4%, reviving GPD's Mandania drug task force, banning abortion, bringing about affordable housing, and encouraging doctors, nurses, and other medical professionals to return to Guam. Camacho also expressed concerns of the increase in hiring in the current administration, suggesting it is a maneuver to buy votes. And finally, Congressman Michael Sinicolas is proposing an increase to the fine fuel companies may face as part of Senator Clint Rigel's proposed legislation that would cap fuel prices on Guam. Sinicolas says the proposed $1,000 per day fine in the bill is insufficient to keep companies from exceeding the proposed cap, and suggests an excise tax on retail fuel profit margins on sums above a 30% markup to landed costs at an excise rate of 110%, and rebating any such taxes to all taxpayers. And that was your last look at headlines on The Point.
Well, like they're rebating of the excess collections from the government of Guam back to the taxpayers.
Yeah.
Just like that. Okay, got it. 8:32 in the morning, and that's Donna D. Ray Gibson Show continues. Coming up, we'll discuss a little bit about the Liberation festivities that are going on, as well as a look from Angel Sablan's perspective at one of the more recent audits from the OPA. That's ahead right here on the Ray Gibson Show.
As part of our ongoing commitment to keeping you connected, GTA is proud to participate in the Affordable Connectivity Program. The Affordable Connectivity Program, or ACP, provides eligible households with a $30 credit toward internet or mobile services. And now, if you qualify for ACP, you can get internet for as low as $28 a month. We're making it simple for both new and existing customers to apply this credit toward GTA internet and mobile services. To see if you qualify, visit gta.net. GTA, we start with you.
Tell me about it, stud.
Circle K's Craft Beer and Whiskey Festival is back on Saturday, October 22nd. We rockin' and rollin' at the Dusatani Guam Resort from 2 to 10 p.m. Bring your friends and come dressed in your best grease costume to win up to $500 in cash and prizes. So bust out those leather jackets and 50-style outfits as we party the night away at Circle K's Craft Beer and Whiskey Fest. Don't be a square. Get your tickets now at craftbeerfestguam.com or cruise on by any 76 Circle K location. Now that's cool, baby.
Interesting story. 40% of mobile devices left at airports are never reclaimed. The flight is boarding. You are in a rush. You get on the plane. Flight attendant asks everybody to shut off their mobile devices. You reach for yours and you realize, oh my God, I left it in the bathroom. Something like that actually happened to me once. A couple of years ago, I was doing some traveling, and I was not in Narita, but the other city that we were flying into, and I was actually flying home in the airport, and decided, I might need to, if you got a bathroom in front of you, at a certain age, you never miss an opportunity to use the bathroom. So I went in there, didn't have any Wi-Fi, so I put everything on the counter that they have in the stall, and went about my business and put myself back together, walked out the door, and it was a fairly crowded day at the airport, and realized that I'd forgotten my phone in the stall, and went back. And wouldn't you know it, somebody was already in there. Now, I don't speak enough Japanese to tell the guy, excuse me, pinch it off and give me my phone. Just all you gotta do is just slide it under the door. Thanks very much. So I had to wait until the guy was done, and it must have been the most disturbing thing for this guy. Little petite Japanese fella opens the door, and there's me standing right in front of him, looking kind of behind him, through him. Oh, good, my phone is still in there. And then immediately came home and traded it in for a new one, because I don't know what kind of ukus this guy had. 8:36 in the morning on the Ray Gibson Show, 888-825-5888-TALK. Very close, very dear personal friend, Angel Sablan, on the line with me this morning from the Mayor's Council of Guam. Buenos Zen Hafaday.
Buenos Zen Hafaday, Ramon. I haven't seen you in a while.
What's that?
I haven't seen you in a while.
I know. I was talking to the chief the other day. We got to get the China cabinet together again at some point because I think it's a great opportunity for me to learn more about some of the pressures that are on members of the mayoral community that we've got here on Guam, yourself included. And it's always interesting to get together and hear. You know, it's sometimes you go, well, how come they're not doing this? And then I listen to you guys, and it's like, yeah, we want to do this. But we've got, issues running around with funding and working with some of the other departments and agencies to get things done. At any rate, working with departments and agencies, the BJ Cruz and the auditors at the OPA have done a couple of audits recently. One of them on the Tourist Attraction Fund. More on that later if I get around to it. And another one here on the Guam Highway Fund. I think we used to call it the Territorial Highway Fund, right?
That's correct.
Yeah. But now it's the Guam Highway Fund, and generally some dollars that come out of sources like me putting gasoline in the car, et cetera, help put some dollars into the Guam Highway Fund. And arguably the idea is, because it's the Guam Highway Fund, that money would be used for Guam highways, and fixing the roadways. And as it turns out over the years, the brain power over at the legislature has decided, well, there's a few other places where we could legitimately divert this to. Including helping pay some of the bills over at the Mayor's Council. One of the points in the audit was that the mayors had actually overspent what was originally sent to them by the legislature.
That's correct. And actually, it's not a matter of spending. It's a matter of the legislature underfunding our personnel needs that they fund from the Guam Highway Fund. And year after year after year, if you go back to my testimonies on our budget bills, I always ask the legislature, please take us out of the Guam Highway Fund, because every year we get dinged, every year we get thrown under the bus, because why are we paying salaries out of the Guam Highway Fund? Mm-hmm. Well, that's just the way the appropriation comes out of the legislature in our budget bill, and we really have no control of that.
So, and as you brought it up with them in the past, now it looks like, according to today's PDN News, that St. Augustine is working on a new budget, and it has funding coming from another source, the general fund.
That's correct, because I pleaded with him. I said, please, for fiscal year 23, take us out of the Guam Highway Fund, give it to the Department of Public Works, and fund us somewhere else. And his proposal is, yes, we're not going to get anything from the Guam Highway Fund. We're going to be funded completely from the general fund, which is, after all these years, what we've been asking for.
Which is, I think, the appropriate source for something like that.
That's correct.
I mean, it's not as though the mayors have a lot of different fees and things that they charge for mayoral services.
Oh, actually, we don't charge fees for anything.
Well, I don't know. Is that normal? Is there a way that that there are some fees that especially for work that is not statutorily required of the mayors?
Well, we actually put together a user's fee schedule for some of the things that we provide, through our services. But during these past years of the pandemic, it just wasn't the time to go and start asking people to pay for mayor's verification, or pay for canopies or chairs or things like that, or use our facilities. So we just put it to the side, and because we can't ask people to dig into an already empty pocket.
Well, it depends on how you look at things, and in my mind, I don't want to directly pay you, but the government of Guam is taking the money from my taxes and other expectations that I have of the government, and then funding those activities, and maybe there ought to be something where there's a direct link between a service that I ask my mayor of, and then fine, if you want that, well, no problem, we'll send the boys over, but you got to pay.
Well, someday, I guess, when the economy is better, we can take a look.
I suppose. But you felt like you always get thrown under the bus. Is this one of those things that every time it shows up in the audit report, you go, "I know, but I've been asking." Because it does paint the mayors as kind of using the fund or abusing the fund, but it actually comes down to underfunding. So in the new budget that you've been working with Senator San Augustine on, have you given him a number that you would like to see? Because I can see him coming back and giving you about the same amount that you have been underfunded in the past.
Well, because of our budget requests, we like I said, we project for the whole year, and we give them that figure as our personnel salary needs for everything. So we'll see. And when FY23 deliberations come on, we'll see whether they give us the complete funding that we asked for.
Right. But if they don't give you the complete funding that you've asked for, and there's no simultaneous, what do you call it, from the Guam Highway Fund, then where are you going to get the money?
Well,
if there's no deeper well for you to put your hands in to cover the payroll nut, where will that come from? If this is all you got from the general fund?
Yeah, we're going to look at our budget and cut costs from the other categories that we have to fully fund our personnel.
But what if I need Cascal for a funeral? Yeah. What if I need somebody come and take away my my metallic waste, et cetera, et cetera? All kinds of things. Again, not statutorily required of the Mayor's Council. Well, like I said, it was interesting. It's not the only eye raiser in there. It's also the idea that they're sending money to the Guam Regional Transit Authority, despite the fact that there is in law language that says no part or portion of the monies from whatever source derived shall be used for the maintenance or operation of the public transit system. So there are still many, many contradictions that we've got to work through in the Guam Highway Code.
What is it saying, Ray? We're not safe when the legislature is in session.
Amen to that, brother. Amen to that. All right, we'll move on to happier news. 8:42 in the morning, and you will begin hearing promos and all kinds of fanfare about the Liberation Festival at the Chamorro Village, going to be starting next Monday.
Yeah, that's actually being handled by the Chamorro Village themselves. Statute says that if the Mayor's Council of Guam does not sponsor a carnival or things like that, another entity can take up the cause. And so, in this case, the Department of Chamorro Affairs, through the Chamorro Village, will sponsor those 8 days, I believe, of carnival, because they're doing a Wednesday night thing continuous.
Yeah.
And instead of just having food trucks there, they've asked us to provide them names of vendors in our previous carnivals that may become interested in providing game booths, for the kids and kiddie rides and things like that. There'll be no games of chance or no casino.
What?
Yeah.
Who's the party pooper? What is that?
How can you recover any cost in 8 days?
Yeah, well, I think some of the other vendors that you're going to talk to are going to say the same things. Only 8 days, Chamorro Village.
Yes, and that's probably what I'm afraid of, is that 8 days, 3 to 9, not open on Saturday and Sunday. I mean, I wish them luck, the Chamorro Village, in getting.
Wait! I just realized that looking at the calendar. You're right. They're not going to be open on the weekends.
They're not.
What the hell? What kind of liberation festivities is this going to be?
Not even Liberation Day.
And not even on Liberation Day, even though the parade is going to be happening within feet of where that's going to go. So how come you let them use your logo in this then? I'm looking at the flyer. It's got your logo at the bottom of it. Sounds like they're...
Because we're letting them use our logo because we're providing them some assistance in referring the vendors to them.
Oh, okay. I see. You got a couple other logos in there as well. Open to the community for whatever it's worth. It's not the first time we've seen something like this happen in the last couple of years. Didn't we go through something like this, 3 years ago, 2018, 2019?
Yeah, we had a very limited carnival.
Yeah. It was the year
right now,
for almost the same reason, because there was no games of chance and no casino, so it was hard to get anybody to want to come forward and make the investment in something that was not going to be a big draw for the community.
Yes, that's correct. This carnival thing has to really be planned maybe a year in advance to make sure that how can we? COVID is going on the uptick again. We don't know. We just pray that it just goes away. And
no, there's no COVID. Have you seen the all-in rallies, bro? There's no COVID. Must have, Stumby. There's all these people getting together. No mass wave. Okay, it must be over. It's behind us now. 8:45 in the morning. Angel, it's always a delight talking with you. Anything else going to be big coming up with the mayors? I mean, we could spend a couple of minutes talking about the parade. And just here's your notice: we're going to have a trolley. The Choice Broadcasting will have a trolley in the parade, and I'm not going to need a tent this year.
Oh my goodness! I have to reserve one for you.
Give it to the Girl Scouts.
Okay, well, I'm right here at the Calagwag Memorial in Barrigada, which is going to start here in about 15 minutes. It's one of the 13 memorials that we do every year in honor of our, fallen heroes and our ancestors and all those that suffered during the war. So today it's in Calagwag here in Barrigada and Tizon.
So many of those things are so important, and unfortunately, you know, as history brings us more tales that may have been forgotten in time, there are additional memorial services that are added between the first part of July and when we get to Liberation Day. 8:46 in the morning. As I said, always fun talking with you. We'll get together on and drive in some specifics for people that want to participate in the parade, people that want to be in it, people that want to have a tent and someplace on the side of Marine Corps Drive, and that kind of thing down the road.
Yes, my friend, take care.
I will. You too. I'll go look. Well, you have a great one. 8:46 in the morning. Angel Santos and oh man, as usual, I headed into the weekend. I always have to tell him, hey, bro, can you do me a favor and draft the letter that you're going to write to the judge if I get in trouble? What?
You'll do it.
I know. Judge gives him a hard time about that all the time. In 13 minutes, it's going to be, we're going to go 9 o'clock in the morning. A new season of what? Television? No. A new season for Guam. I think that's what Felix Camacho, Tony Ada, and Frank Duggan envision for the future here. A 7 pillars of influence and opportunity. And like I said, I will go through the other 40 pages over the next couple of days, or today, I don't know, depending on what's on TV, and see if there's anything in here that is kind of remarkable, kind of, I've seen something like this before. It would have worked if this, if that, the other. A lot of times you get great ideas. And the reason why you can't move forward with them is we don't have the money for it, we don't have the technology for it, don't have the people for it, and maybe it will be different in a new administration. I'd love to see. Thank you very much for putting yours out. I have not yet seen the platform for round 2 of the Leon Guerrero Tenorio administration, and I haven't seen a platform yet from the guys over at Mike and Sabrina's. That's something I think needs to be brought forward, especially because we've got debates that are coming up. I don't know. Maybe you've heard. It is going to be on the 20th everywhere. Lieutenant Governor candidates Josh Tenorio against Sabrina Salas Matanani as a Lieutenant Governor candidate in there. And we are going to, and I'm loving this. It is now, we've been joined. It was Candid and The Point. Now it's Candid, The Point, and the Guam Daily Post are putting all of this together. And I'm happy to be working with, obviously, the other 2 ranking members, I think, of the media community here on Guam. Phil is going to be in there. Ma's going to be asking the questions. And it'll start at 6 o'clock. So we don't have to mess up the Tall Tales program. It'll start at 6 o'clock. Go until about 7:30 or when the air conditioning quits in the old PDN building. I think that, honest to God, is a major consideration. And then we'll see what we've got to say. And some people say, well, what are you going to ask? Lieutenant Governor, Guam Seal, Beautification Task Force, et cetera, et cetera. But no, I think in many cases you've got lieutenant governors that want to help guide policy and be there when it happens. And I can't imagine that they wooed Sabrina Salas Matanani away from what would have been a career for life at KUAM if they weren't going to be giving her an opportunity to drive policy one way or the other. 849-888-8255, 888-TALK. And go over some of all of this stuff here under business, education, family, government, faith, justice, and health. But before we go anywhere else, we told him to call in early yesterday, and Jack's on early today. Buenas Zinhavade, Jack.
Buenas, Raymond. I was going to wait to get home to call you, but your interview with Mayor's Council, my cousin Angel Sablan, I had to pull over. And for you to suggest that there would be fees on those mayor services, you seem to forget that during the smash and grab and the mayor and the pay raises, the mayor, specifically Mayor Hoffman, complained if they didn't get their pay raise, they were going to cut back on services. Now here you go. I just about blew my top, man. I had to pull over. I said, "There's nothing. Today's no."
Wait. Okay. So here's the way that in my mind a perfect world works like this. I don't want to have to pay for the buses, but if I drive a bus or if I ride a bus, then I will pay for that. There seems to be a whole lot of reaching into taxpayers' pockets all the time, and then it goes into this pretend world that we call the general fund, or even worse, into these lockbox categories that we know are not locked boxes, and we don't know. We have no accountability. So I'm just saying, like if you're going to, if I'm going to use use the swimming pool, I want to pay for the swimming pool. I don't want there to be a swimming pool for everybody, especially if everybody's not going to be using it. So if I need a service from the mayor, I'd rather that I pay directly for that service as opposed to it coming out from some generic tax into the generic general fund.
Well, number one, we do pay when the pool was open. If you wanted to use the pool, you had to pay for that. Number two, like I said, you forget.
I forget.
About the pay raises. That's what their complaint was. If they didn't get their pay raise, they were going to cut back on service. That was the complaint. Look it up, man.
No, and I recall, I believe I even had him on the line. And one of the reasons why that makes sense for the mayors is because there are a lot of things that they do that are not statutorily required of them. And every mayor does different work in every different village. I don't think that there is a standard list of what the mayors are being asked to do. So if they're not going to be making any additional money to get out there and in some cases personally do the job, then why? Then they ought to charge a fee for that kind of thing.
This is where you're totally wrong. If they're going to charge fees based on, like you said, all villages are different, then they should, as mayors of their municipality, of their whatever village, they should be able to go out and do certain things like maybe tax businesses, like a 1%. They should do it on their own.
Wait a second. All right, wait, no. Wait, let's have this. No, because this sounds like a fun conversation. Wait a second. So real property tax. I live in MTM, right? I pay MTM. So instead of paying my real property taxes, that again goes into the black hole that is the general fund after making its way through the Department of Revenue and Taxation, you are saying that there ought to be a carve out in my taxes that go directly to the mayor's office. So places like Barragata Heights, or how about Talo Verde in Tamuning, property values are arguably higher, and so we would have some villages that were, I don't know, prettier, more well kept because the people that live in them are richer than the other villages.
Only realtors can convince a buyer that hey, you're 5 blocks away from Ocean. This guy's 1 block away. Yeah, that guy 1 block away gets to pay more. The best attraction for Guam to attract people is the property tax. It's low. You want to invite people to come, make Guam their residence. You want to invite high-end professional people. Hey, come to Guam. Live here in Guam. Property tax is low. You're not going to pay $3,000 to the city, then $2,000 to the state, then another $1,000 to the county. Property tax is one of the great attractions here. If people are willing to make the sacrifice and move to Guam, that's an incentive. Keep the property taxes low. I am one of the original Chamorros. We are people in my category are land rich, cash poor.
Sure.
No, you can't build anything on the ocean, unless you get the government to extend your shoreline. There's nothing you can build on the ocean. So land is property, and for me, I'm blessed to be in this island. So whether I live in Dedido or I live in Tumon, it's the same thing for me. It's not like I'm driving 60 miles from the Inland Empire to Manhattan Beach just to catch the surf on my motorcycle. So no, listen. The complaint is that you suggesting, because the reason why this is the reason why they got the raise back then, was they were complaining that they were going to cut back on services if they did not get their pay raises when other government people got their pay raises. So they went there, they got their pay raises. Now you're coming back to me now and say, hey, that raise we gave to the mayors back then? Well, yeah, we're going to have to also tax for services now that, even though we got the pay raise back then, this is post-COVID. Yeah, we're going to tax everything. But listen.
No, I don't want to see a higher tax. I don't want to see a higher tax. I'm just happy to pay for my service as I use it. I don't need it spinning in reserve waiting for me to come and get my mayor's verification or get rid of the dog that lives in front of my house or move the homeless away.
Then put that in the accounting, like in the accounting section of the mayor. Say, justify this expense, put it there, or whatever. But as far as the homeless is, is concerned, I applaud them. You got a homeless person building an Airbnb across Micronesia Mall there, and you got one on Hamburger Road. I mean, you got to applaud them for giving their, the good college try there. For trying to infuse.
Oh, you want to talk about, not to change the subject, but you want to talk about an uncomfortable experience because they have been trying to move those folks off that Route 1 and 16 intersection, but there's only so much they can do without the actual landowners getting involved, and the landowners don't seem to be in an awful big hurry. So they're looking for ways, among the mayors that are involved, they're looking for ways to camouflage that, Jack.
But this is where I disagree with Bob Kliskey. He really thinks that the mayors are really a useless endeavor. And he's right. They used to be called commissioners back at the time. But at the time of emergencies, it doesn't matter whether emergencies back then or emergencies today, the first responders have always been the mayor's office, regardless of what village you lived in. And I'm pretty proud to say that in the various villages that I've lived in, the mayors have quickly responded. And so, they're ground level people. And the reason why I would agree with giving them the pay increase is because, they do provide a lot of things. But to come back now today and say that, no, you know what, we should tax these services, well, then take back their raises, Take back their raises or allow them to collect revenue the way they see fit. So a person in Dedido, a big village, by the way, but they have many, activities there. The mayor, on their own volition, can ask, for a little surcharge, like on this or that, or at least be included. So, it's proportion to their responsibility. I don't think that the mayor of Dedido should have. The mayor of yours, Mong Totomaiti, should have the same revenue stream as the mayor of Dedido.
Well, if he's got more rich people living in the village, like I said, as we go back to that model, if you're doing a good job maintaining your village and controlling crime in your village, you're doing whatever it is that we ask you to do as mayors, and property values are increasing, I think maybe there ought to be a piece of that that goes back into the area for maintenance and upkeep. I don't know where Rudy Paco finds all these trash cans, but you go into my village, my MTM, every bus stop has trash cans in it. So our bus stops are cleaner than most other bus places, and our guys will go in there 2-3 times a day and empty them.
And here's another thing. I would also like to have the ability of mayors to raise a posse comitate. Kamate, how do you ever pronounce it?
Posse?
Yeah, I would like to have the mayor the ability to raise a posse. I would.
I'm not going to fight you on that. I'm not going to fight you on that. I'm totally down with it. Harvey Egna with an interesting editorial in yesterday's PDN asking the question, what happens, if we get into shooting war, conventional warfare, Guam's invaded, whatever. We don't have a militia anymore. I think there ought to be, each village should have some kind of an organized, disciplined, uniformed militia, so that if it came to bullets, we could devise our own self-defense policies, our self-defense procedures, so that our assets are preserved and our women aren't molested.
Well, the mayor of Florida has resurrected the state militia just recently. You have the National Guard, right? The governor of Florida has recently resurrected the state militia for Florida. So they're not the only state that has. We've
got precedent. We've got precedent. Maybe they need to start doing that in some of the other southern border states and repel the invaders. It's 9:00 in the morning. Jack, gotta go. Fox News on. You have a great day, great weekend, bro.
News. That's a message from the White House on President Biden's efforts for women's reproductive rights following a landmark Supreme Court ruling nearly 2 weeks ago. White House Press Secretary Karine Jean-Pierre.
The president is not done speaking on how he's going to continue to fight for women's freedoms and women's rights, especially after this extreme decision that we saw come down on Roe by the Supreme Court.
13 Republican-leaning states are either banning or limiting the procedure. Efforts began in the UK to replace Prime Minister Boris Johnson, who announced his resignation in the face of scandal. He survived a no-confidence vote last month, but 2 of his top cabinet ministers quit recently in protest over Johnson appointing a politician who had been accused of sexual misconduct. conduct. Former Minneapolis police officer Derek Chauvin was sentenced to 21 years in prison on federal charges of violating George Floyd's civil rights during the deadly May 2020 arrest. Chauvin is already serving a sentence of 22 and a half years in a Minnesota prison for Floyd's murder. The federal sentence will run concurrently. The IRS asks a watchdog to review the tax audits of James Comey and Andrew McCabe.
The announcement follows the New York Times reporting that Comey was audited by the IRS for the 2017 tax return he filed. McCabe audited for his 2019 return, noting both were critics of former President Donald Trump. The IRS denies any politically motivated audits, a rep saying in a statement, "It is ludicrous and untrue to suggest that senior IRS officials somehow targeted specific individuals for national research program audits."
Fox's Kristen Goodwin. Actor James Caan has died, known for a number of movies, including Brian's Song, in which he starred with Billy D. Williams. Caan was 82. America is Listening, Fox News.
Come try Guam's original Chamorro restaurant with Pica's best 5 years running. Mezcla Chamorro Fusion Bistro. Experience Chef Peter's candied salmon over scallion coconut rice, octopus to naktak, Chamorro platter, and their award-winning gourmet hamburgers. Or if you're looking for something healthy, try their keto-friendly menu. Come and enjoy Mezcla's half-a-day service at their Hagåtña and Grand Plaza Tumon location. Call their Hagåtña location at 479-2652 for reservations.
As part of our ongoing commitment to keeping you connected, GTA is proud to participate in the Affordable Connectivity Program. The Affordable Connectivity Program, or ACP, provides eligible households with a $30 credit toward internet or mobile services. And now, if you qualify for ACP, you can get internet for as low as $28 a month. We're making it simple for both new and existing customers to apply this credit toward GTA internet and mobile services. To see if you qualify, visit gta.net. GTA, we start with you.
A second effort to recall the L.A. District Attorney is underway, and the campaign says it submitted more than enough signatures to get it on the ballot this fall.
The L.A. County Registrar now has 30 days to verify the roughly 717,000 signatures gathered. The campaign to recall District Attorney George Gascon said they gathered more than they needed to get a recall question on the ballot this November. Campaign spokesman Tim Lineberger acknowledged on Fox and Friends that the first recall effort did fail, but he said now people are more angry.
It's not just victims and residents who are fed up and who are aware of what he's doing. It's also criminals, and that's really become the problem with all of this, is that criminals are completely emboldened. They feel like they can act with impunity.
Gascon's office said in a statement they remain focused on keeping communities safe and creating a more equitable justice system. Jessica Rosenthal, Fox News.
A Michigan gubernatorial candidate has entered a plea for his actions at the U.S. Capitol on January 6th. Fox's Gernal Scott has the story.
Ryan Kelly is running for governor as a Republican. He pleaded not guilty for actions during the Capitol riot on January 6th of last year. He claimed he and others were part of what was mostly a First Amendment activity during a recent gubernatorial debate. He's charged with entering a restricted space and disruptive conduct. Prosecutors say images of the riot were on Kelly's cell phone. He's one of 5 Republicans running for governor deciding to pursue the office after protesting Governor Whitmer's COVID restrictions. Gernal Scott, Fox News.
Rafael Nadal has withdrawn from Wimbledon. The 22-time Grand Slam champ announced at a news conference he has a torn abdominal muscle, and he said he won't play his semifinal match on Friday. Nadal was scheduled to face Nick Kyrgios, who advanced to his first final at a major tournament. I'm Joe Chio, Fox News.
Are you looking for a new place to hang out with your friends? Let's go along the sidelines at Sidelines Bar and Grill. Located at 154 Iriarte Road, Unit 4 and 5 in Tamuning behind Royal Bigs. Sidelines, a hidden gem with nothing but great things to offer. Great atmosphere, great food, top shelf drinks, and a great team. What are we waiting for? Let the fun begin at Sidelines Bar and Grill. Open daily from 3 p.m. to 2 a.m. See you there.
Fly to new experiences with 3 times United miles with First Hawaiian Bank's United credit card. Earn 3 times per dollar spent on United tickets purchased through United ticketing channels until February 28, 2023, and 2 times miles thereafter. Visit any First Hawaiian Bank branch or go to fhb.com/United for more information. Don't wait. Apply today. First Hawaiian Bank. It all starts with yes.
Get ready to save up and chow down with Pacific Points. Now you can redeem Pacific Points for UnoGo wallet credits and enjoy huge savings on food delivery. Order from over 80 restaurants and have it delivered straight to your door. Continue earning points when you fuel up at Shell, shop at Foodies, purchase ITNE prepaid load, and pay your monthly ITNE bill. Then get ready to claim your rewards. Learn more at PacificPoints.com. Pacific Points. Do more, get more.
You know where you're wrong, Ray? Oh, wait, sorry. Resonating in my head. Portions of the program. I'm not wrong about this. The Eat Fresh Refresh. Maybe I am wrong about that. We should taste test this. They came out at Subway with the sweet onion chicken teriyaki, and somebody said, all right, that was good. That was good. How do we next level that? And somebody said, use beef. And they did. So now sweet onion steak teriyaki. Tender, juicy steak marinated in a tangy new sweet onion teriyaki sauce stacked high on toasted artisan Italian bread. Then they top that with American cheese, green peppers, red onion, or however you want to get it. It's Subway, after all. Try it. The new sweet onion teriyaki sauce. Give in to the craving at Subway. Eat fresh.
Any speaker, anytime. The Ray Gibson Show. Call now. 888-TALK. That's 888-825.
Boy, some of y'all need to get off social media. Or, well, I'll say it like the kids say it in social media. Some of y'all be needing to get off of social media, right? That sounds about right? 888-8255. The reason I'll bring it up is I'm getting a whole lot of drops and things in my feed that are pointing me. Once again, I thought we'd gotten the message on this, kids, but once again, sending me to go and watch very long and ultimately pointless conspiracy theory videos. If you can't tell me your conspiracy theory story in less than 5 minutes, then you know what? No. Sorry, I don't need once upon a time, and we're dinosaurs, and then, bring me up to speed where we are here in 2022. And what?
God, you got no patience.
None whatsoever. I just figure out I'm 60 now. I don't know how much longer I'm going to live. I'm grumpy because I got a head cold or something like that, and somebody said, well, you need to have soup. And I'm like, oh my God, that's such a great idea. What kind of soup do we need? What kind of soup should I get? And they're like, oh, I don't know, ham hocks and manga beans or something like that. Okay, can we, see, this is me being grumpy. Can we come up with a soup that doesn't take me 8 hours to cook? And so, you know what's going to end up happening? I'm going home, and I'm going to open a can of instant ramen and put it in a thing and make it hot and then put the little whatever. And I've got some green onions that I can toss in there. I've got some Canadian bacon, ramen and Canadian bacon. I got I will put that together for my own self, and I can eat it 90 seconds later as it cools off. Do we have? Let me back up here. Do you have a ritual when it comes to either instant ramen that comes in a package or the cup of soup? Is there a ritual that you go through? Are you one of the people that read the instructions? Do you actually make the water hot and then pour it into the styrofoam, or do you put the water in cold into the styrofoam and let the Mr. Microwave do its job? Which are you? Huh?
That's hard to say, man.
What? Do you not eat cup of soup?
I do.
Okay.
I like the hot water.
You make the water hot first, and then you put it in.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, because you like to wait, apparently.
No, I don't.
You put the I know you're not supposed to do it, but I've never had an accident with it. Nothing's ever exploded in my face. It's not like the police get called. Is you put regular water in the styrofoam, stick that put the whole thing in the microwave. 90 seconds later, and then you let it sit for another 90 seconds. Not 89, not 92, 90 seconds, and then soy sauce, Tabasco to taste, and I also do this. Usually a cap full of vinegar. Just to give it a little bit more flavor.
Wow.
Just a little bit more flavor. I mean, you can dress it up if you want to, and then usually it's gone in a couple of minutes, and that's the kind of thing that might be able to I don't know, clear up the congestion around here, or as the case may be, just suffer, Gibson. It's deep in the human race. Yes, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Pain is nothing but weakness leaving the body. All of these things that they tell you in the camps. Anyway, 10 after 9 o'clock in the morning. And the reason why I'm saying, in addition to that, why people are spending too much time on it is you've got time for that kind of thing in social media, not me. But I'm not willing to do, and we were talking about this the other day, and wasn't able to get to it before the end of the show, and I figured, what the hell, it's a small talk portion of the program. I think it is Wednesday's PDN. If you still got it, dig around for it. Stephanie Patterson, MS, LMFT, a mental health therapist on Guam, and is doing a thing. She's got a YouTube thing called Therapeutic Moment, and will write occasionally for the PDN, telling people about different things that they can do, maybe to uncomplicate it, their lives. And one of them is to declare a break from the screen. Declare a break from the screen. And I was looking at some of the ideas and thought maybe I could riff on this for a couple of minutes, for no other reason to see if any of it can apply to me. Create a time every day that is a no-device time. Meal times, exercise, family gatherings are great examples. It's best if everybody in the household joins in to give greater opportunities for connection and support. I have a no-device time. You know what it is? It's when I'm asleep.
I knew it, man.
That is my no-device time. That is the easy one there. I just close my eyes and turn I turn my phone upside down.
I do that too, man.
Just in case, a notification or a message comes through, the light won't wake me up. Yeah. The crazy thing is, though, I've got a watch that is connected. It's a smartwatch that connects to the phone. So even though the phone might be turned upside down, I might still get some kind of a vibration, a haptic from the watch. So I will generally take my watch off as well. Helps me sleep. Go off all screens at least 30 to 90 minutes before bed. This not only gives help with sleep, but also gives you a nice break from the demands that are found on your phone. Okay, maybe 30, not 90. Not 90. Look, I try to be in sleep by 9 o'clock at night, which means last screen time is going to be at 8:30. Frankly, there are still things happening in my life at 8 o'clock, 8:30. So, no, it'll be a while. Take an entire week off of a specific app. Social media apps are designed to be addictive. If you find yourself relying heavily on an app, consider deleting the app for a week or so. All right, so been off Tinder forever. Just FYI, even though I was kind of addicted to it. But I'll tell you how I got addicted to it. It wasn't, checking out Tinder chicks on Guam.
No.
I'd set it for like the Philippines or Hong Kong.
Yeah.
Yeah. Addictive, baby. And then you change out the age ranges and things like that. It's like going shopping. Yeah, he said it. What do we got? Go on an annual no social media or no cell phone fast for a week, whether at home or out of service in the woods. Go fully unplugged if possible, at least once a year. Could you do it? Could you live without social media for a week? You could?
Sometimes I think about going flip phone, Ray, just to get away.
From all of that stuff?
From everything, yeah. Just you want to get a hold of me, page me.
Beat me.
Beep
yeah,
me.
Send me the beef. Some interesting ideas, but I don't know. My excuse has always been, even before, because since the internet, we've had the ability to be constantly connected. And if you got an internet at the office, okay, we're connected there. Got internet at the house, we're connected there. Got internet at your friend's house, we're connected there. And I can just whip out my laptop and do all of this. And the excuse that I've always had was I need it for work. I need it for work. And more so today, and maybe because of the nature of the kind of show that we do here, because we are so socially connected on the air, it is hard for me to break away from the Facebook feed. It's hard for me to break away from the YouTube feed to see what guys like Who's Your Big Daddy 06 talking about, Rico B, Ken LG. Interesting to see how their 7 pillars can compare to LG and the AG's 49-page platform that was all about glitz and glamour. Interesting concept there. Alupang Guam online. Hit the like button for Ray. Thanks. Appreciate you saying so. Elvis Canata and all kinds of other guys that are chiming in. Chris Bacchino says, I don't like Tom Hanks. Communist. What?
Hey.
Elvis Gannett, now that the Chinese are invading the island, the Red Queen wants to talk to the military. Yep, it's an election year, all right. COVID doesn't touch Lou Rally's Naire. The virus is that smart and only targets the unvaxxed. Brian Chargaloff, I appreciate the effort regarding the carnival. As long as we have been doing a carnival and parade, for some reason we just fall short. It's like everything else we do here is all half effort. Why parade and carnival is why we are, what's that? Why parade and carnival is we're in a public health emergency. Take it easy, Marie. Just take a little bit of extra time. Go ahead and use some of the other letters in the alphabet so I can read the comments. Brian Chargaloff, it would appear that COVID is not all in. Interesting conversations, et cetera, et cetera. If you forget the water and then microwave, then you'll get fireworks. Kids, don't try this at home. Try it at your friend's house. All I know is that Sapporo Ichiban is more expensive because it is worth it. Lupang... Lupang says, my internet at home, I leave my internet at home. I Nokia 6. I don't want more internet. Less is more, says Lupang Guam. Everybody's different. Chris Biachino, just like you. Hot water goes in first. See?
He's Italian, man.
Yeah. Do-gooder. Rule follower. Hey, or as the kids in school would say, when I got better grades than anybody else, they'd tease me. And I don't know. I don't know when this became a thing. But like I said, when I was a kid growing up, and the teacher would announce the grades and things like that, and they'd go, "Ooh, scholar." Like that was a bad thing. Hey, scholar. I'm going, what? I studied. I did my homework. Why am I a scholar? If you'd have done a little bit of effort, maybe you would have gotten the same grade. No, scholar, we want you to come down. Come be dumb with us. Come down here and be dumb with us. And the bad news is they were successful. 9:17, I'm Dr. Ron McNinch on the line. How you doing there? Welcome to Friday.
Hey, how's day, Ray? How's day, Guam?
It's on your mind, buddy.
Well, I was listening to what you're mentioning about social media and going cold turkey on social media. In the future, the near future, our smartphones are going to have personalities, and they're going to talk to us in the voice of our loved ones or friends. And that's when it's going to get really scary.
Are you suggesting that I might have a smartphone that speaks to me in the same voice as, say, my mother or father?
And have a conversation with you. Yeah.
I don't know that would necessarily be scary. I enjoyed conversations with mom and dad, and I missed them terribly.
And if you think that smartphones are addictive now, wait until that happens.
Well, it depends. I don't know. I mean, just because you had my mother's incredible voice or my dad's voice, I don't know that they would have the same personalities. Or is that something that it would learn based on the way I interact with it?
Right, or it would scour every internet site possible to gain every piece of information about them. And yeah, it's or they will put them into a context of their peers to then develop certain personality or content for conversation traits. Yeah, I mean we're the artificial intelligence angle. We really haven't had a serious social conversation about it across the world, really, because it's really going to change how we view and perceive everything.
Let me ponder the possibility of that. I get so taken with current conversations about because there's so much data now behind everything that we have been through since the beginning of the internet age, and so it gets to be very, very interesting to learn how much of what we are going and learning about now was actually on purpose. And the extremes that they have gone to use things like artificial intelligence and algorithms and predictive programming to be able to interrupt, as it were, my scrolling. Say on Instagram, when I first started scrolling things on Instagram, I mean, I just got a whole bunch of stuff. It was just picture salad that was thrown at me. But when it started finding out what I was liking, what I was putting a Valentine on or something like that, then you find out that all of a sudden it starts serving up more of the same in your direction. And it's a dopamine hit. Every time I see something else I like, Asians in bikinis, it's, like, follow.
I followed a TED Talk that dealt with how social media is creating radicalization using the algorithms. So what happens is if you were interested in, XYZ, whatever topic, you go to Facebook or you go to Instagram, you start searching for those, then they'll start sending you messages to join these groups, and then you get influenced by them. And so when people do that with these really radical negative groups, and your computer does it for you, you don't even have to join them. That's created a major headache now, because what happens is a filtered, access, controlled audience kind of effect happens.
Yeah.
And it's really, really problematic.
Oh, it's only problematic if you're devil worshippers or, abortion enthusiasts or, that kind of thing. I think that, I kind of find it helpful. There's, there's any number of groups that will send me an invitation. I don't always say yes to them, but every once in a while I find, especially if it's something that I'm really, really interested, I don't have a problem joining up a group.
You don't even have to join the group. The Facebook algorithm will detect that that's the kind of stuff you've looked at before, and then solicit you to look at more. And so then on your feed, when you check it, they'll give you stories like that, or they'll give you links like that, well, even without you knowing that they're doing it.
Yeah.
And,
but I don't know. I mean, some guy originally thought of that and saying, what a great thing that we can use this for. What incredible technology. And if we know that we like this, then let's give him more of what there is to like on this, or let's pander to his interests, if you will. But unless they're really, really dark interests, then I don't know that that's a bad thing. It makes it easier for me to be able to communicate with other like-minded people.
Often what happens is lead-ins. So what happens is a person will look at an innocuous site, harmless site, that will then cascade into these really negative sites very quickly. And that's unfortunately what's driving a lot of the bad behavior that's social media driven. And it's something the federal government, is going to have to get a handle on, because it's really, particularly what really bothers me.
Wait. Which federal government? The good one like in the movies, or the bad one like in the movies, or the bad one that we got now? Because I don't trust. I have no more confidence in the government of the United States of America. I think there are components of this administration that are actively trying to hurt the middle class and destroy the country.
Oh, no doubt about that.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
So when we say we need to exert some kind of government control, no. I prefer the wild west. Just tell me what the problems might be, so I can look out for them, and I will take care of myself. I will filter. I will do what this Stephanie woman said and step away from my phone for a week, or delete the Tinder app if that's going to lead to inappropriate behavior or thoughts. But I don't want the federal government having to do with anything. Hell, even in the radio business, they're going after radio, arguably the last of the surviving legacy media, and saying, you know what, we're going to make it cost more for you to do business with the federal government of the United States of America, right? And so that we can help fund other activities of the commission unrelated to what we do in terrestrial broadcasting. So no confidence at all in the federal government.
Well, I think that you have some good points here. But hey, I was going to mention something else about this Cremo kid in Illinois, the one who the
weirdo
who shot up the parade on July 4th.
Yeah, I don't know if the media knows what to do with that one here. So it's a white kid, weirdo, but is he identified? Is he going to be over on the hard right or over on the hard left, or is he just one of these situations that we're not going to ever be able to, as the lefties would do, say, well, see, there goes another one of these conservatives, Bible thumping, gun loving goes out there and shoots up a parade.
Well, in this case, his father knew he had these troubles. His father knew he had these violent tendencies, and then he goes and he gets the kid a weapon anyway.
So he's culpable.
He should be.
If the kid gets the chair, he gets the chair.
Right. And do you remember the Sandy Hook thing in Connecticut? Same pattern. You end up having this very violent young person, and he pestered his mom to get him a weapon, and that finally she did, and he ends up killing her and killing all those little kids. My point is,
the point ought to be, if you know that your kid is a blankhead, then don't buy him guns. Don't give in. This is never, ever, 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 ever. It's like if your first clue is I never let the kid run around with scissors, that ought to be the rule there for the rest of the life.
Yeah, absolutely. And there has to be a point where others are held responsible, at least for either providing them the money or the access or the permission. And in some cases, the parents are literally buying these things for these folks who they know have these very violent tendencies.
Yeah. Well, there are stupid kids, there are weirdo kids, and then there's stupid parents that encourage that kind of behavior or don't know how to parent and don't know how to provide any discipline because the religion of the government that we were just talking about has taken away capabilities and I think educational opportunities for parents to be able to effectively parent and teach their children. Now we give the kids hand over the kids to the government at earlier and earlier ages, so that the indoctrination can begin earlier and earlier. And most of the indoctrination, it seems to me, is that your parents are just like people you live with. There's no real authority here. We're the authority. We're the teachers.
I think it was Missouri. I can't remember. The parents bought the kid a weapon. He was showing it off on his little Facebook, bragging and making all these wild statements. He ends up bringing it in a backpack to his school. The school is really concerned about him. They call in his parents, and the parents physically come to the school. And then after the parents leave, he ends up becoming very violent and just doing violence.
Yeah,
I don't know. There has.
I blame everything on parents. Look, if you got good, if you came out good with lousy parents, then you are a unicorn. But I think there's so many other kids that have got problems that don't know that their parents don't know how to address or don't care to address. Oh my God, we're surrounded by them. I was in Kmart the other day. I'm doing some shopping. I wanted to buy cat litter and cat food, and I'm walking through, and there's the family of kids, and one of the kids is literally throwing a football at another kid inside of Kmart, and the mom is going looking at her list or playing with her phone or doing anything other than, hey, you guys, knock that off, get out of here with that. What's the matter with you?
Right.
And I'm too polite a guy to do that myself, as far as I'm concerned. Yeah, lucky you. You got a couple of star football players here getting their practicing over at Kmart. Can't imagine what your home life is like. 928, Ray Gibson Show, 888-825-5888-TALK. Look, I want you to have a great weekend.
Hey, thank you so much, and have a great weekend.
I promise you I will. Dr. Ron McNitch on the phone. It's always fun to go over a couple of, it's sort of local, well, I don't know. All news is local news, isn't there? Isn't it possible that somewhere out there is a kid? Actually, we know this is true. There's truth in it. You don't need to think too far back into some of the headlines. Is it possible that there is a kid out there that nobody ever said no to? And then the only way that he could figure out how to resolve conflict was to kill a guy or two. Maybe there will be other news in that story before too much longer. You don't necessarily have to shoot up a school or something like that. I mean, there are examples, as I said, right here on Guam of maybe parents that were a little bit too permissive with their children. I want to be my boy, Real Joe's best buddy. I don't want to be his parent. I don't want there to be conflict. I don't want there to be awkwardness. So when you step out of line, like when you remember, Joe, when you brought drugs to school and you called me up, you had the teacher call me up, call my dad, and here I come.
I learned it from watching you, Dad.
Joel, what are you doing bringing drugs to school? You're not supposed to do that. What's your punishment? Okay, you have to wash the car. 929, Ray Gibson Show until it's not going to be anymore. I wonder how much of that plays into this story here. WNBA superstar Brittany Griner is still in a jail in Russia, even though she cried to President Biden, and then her wife cry-bullied President Biden and the rest of the members of the administration.
He called her, dude.
Yeah. Because I would have wait. If it was me, as soon as you come at me with this, if it was LeBron James, he'd be out right now stuff. Okay, as we used to say in the 90s, talk to the hand. Talk to the hand. Thank you very much. Yeah, we don't want her to be in jail any more than she wants to be in jail. But we've got to work through the system, and we're trying to work through the system. But we are helping out a country that they just invaded, so they're not in a hurry to return my calls, even though I am the president of the United States of America. So, and we're talking about Biden, and we're talking about Kamala. So they're going to have to do this. And there is strategy. Jack, I see you there in a second. So what they're going to be doing is they're going to encourage her not to deny what she has done or to argue, et cetera, et cetera. There is no nuance, it is said, in Russian criminal law. She would be viewed as if she was spitting in the face of the system. But admitting guilt to having drugs, but also saying there was no intent, allows the powers that be to show leniency if they are so inclined. So what they are encouraging her to say here is, I am guilty, but I didn't mean it. And I think maybe you'll hear some of that in the Fox News throughout the day. And that comes from legal experts, Russian criminal justice legal experts. There was no intent. I didn't want to break the law. Brittany expressed that she committed the crime out of carelessness, getting ready to board a plane to Russia in a hurry, not intending to break Russian law. According to her she's got a lawyer there and a bunch of other folks that are working through this thing. She's going to have another hearing in a week where she will have the opportunity to basically fall on the mercy of the court. Because, as I said, when your wife is out there playing that, what's the name of the guy? No, not Kaepernick. Yeah, when she's out there, sorry, Greg, didn't mean that. But when you're out there and taking a knee and saying, working in the NFL is like modern day slavery, and then complaining because nobody wants to hire you, oh yeah, I want to hire you. Yeah, it's going to be fun. I wonder what you're going to be pissed off about today when you come into work. How much more are we going to? Is it going to be Reparation Thursday, or is that what we're going to be doing? Anyway, 9:32 in the morning in the Ray Gibson Show coming up. Jack's going to be back, and we'll take a stab at going through a few of the Governor Felix Camacho, Tony Ada, and Frank Uggan's pillars for success, and if they were to win the election.
Gas is expensive, so let the bank come to you. Through our remote deposit capture, you can deposit your checks into your account from your phone. And with our Dynamite Bank Pacific Visa debit card, you can use your money anytime, anywhere. It's the perfect combo.
Now we're banking on the future. Services to choose. Bank Pacific, where others put branches, we place roots.
Equal housing lender. Member FDIC. Crank it up.
Chicken Fries Friday is back. Every Friday in July, visit any participating Burger King and say, I love BK Chicken Fries. And get a free 9-piece chicken fries with the purchase of a chicken fries combo meal. Perfect for dipping in our barbecue, honey mustard, ranch, zesty, and sweet and sour sauces. Top off your chicken fries with jalapeno bites and a refreshing Coca-Cola. Come and join our celebration every Friday at BK in Tumon Bay, Hagåtña at the Micronesia Mall, and the airport. BK your way.
Attention! Lolita Kamet is now with Hafaday Realty. She'll always be that hardworking and passionate real estate professional who is committed to helping you make a difference in your life and helping you achieve the American dream of home ownership. She also specializes in commercial leasing, land sales, local residential sales leasing, military and corporate relocation. So for all your real estate needs, call Lolita Kamet now with Hafaday Realty at 688-6743. That's 688-6743.
Portions of the program. Do I sound a little bit sexier with a little bit of the gruff in the voice?
I like that.
And some of the nasal congestion.
Very sexy.
Portions of the program being brought to you by our friends over at NissanGuam.com and the World Wide Web. What do they have there? What don't they have there? Infinities, Nissans, all different kinds of Nissans. Gas, electric, all-wheel drive, four-wheel drive, vehicles that you are going to absolutely love that will contribute to your life and your lifestyle and your business. Great prices on them, and we're going to sweeten the deal by asking you for zero down payment. That's right. You walk in, say, listen, I think I got enough money for the down payment. They say, you know what? Not today. That down payment money, no good today. We want you to be able to enjoy that money, use it to spend on electricity and gasoline and good food, and not have to worry about coming up with a 20% for us. We got that covered. Plus, interest rates as low as 1.99%. Come on, make this a weekend to remember. Make it the weekend that you buy a new car at Nissan. Come on. You know you love it. You know you love that first weekend with a new car. What's first thing that you do is you go to Kmart or Proline or someplace and get all kinds of toys. I got to get the new chamois. I got to get some Armor All. I got to get the stuff for the tire. I got you know what I got from Proline once upon a time? Got one of these little plastic LED dragons. And it fits in the light in what used to be the old lighter.
Yeah, the car lighter.
Because I hate the idea that there's just a hole there. So I went and I got one of these things, and it's a cool little light thing that goes into the car. My daughter laughs at it every time she sees it. Oh, my God, that's so cheap. But I just think it's fun. So you go out and you get all that stuff, floor mats, and, you know, just all the stuff that makes it more fun. Armor All, the washer stuff, the soap. Right,
All
and
the
a new
good
bucket
stuff,
from
yeah.
Home Depot. Isn't that fun? That's the most fun.
Turtle
wax. Right on. Jack is back on the line. How you doing, Jack?
Raymond, I had to call you back, but I had to wait to get home. You know, regarding Brittany, maybe she should do that. She just should take a knee when she goes to court.
Right?
See how that works out for her.
No, I don't disagree. Look, it's easier to beg for forgiveness than it is to ask permission, right? And I think in this case, you know, you've got very limited choices. I mean, it's not like it didn't happen; it did. And if your crime is a crime of omission and not commission, maybe you say that, and maybe it makes them look like they are the bigger player in the game. And it would not also surprise me if they were able to coerce her to continue a tirade against her mother country.
No, actually, I meant really take a knee. See how that works.
Oh,
good, like she does for the national anthem, man. Maybe she should do that.
Well,
the court, maybe she just take a knee.
Maybe that's what they're working on.
See
Is
how
maybe
that works out.
Yeah,
See how that protest works out. See how that stuff you commit over here in America. See how far that travels in other countries. Try to do that in Saudi Arabia. Try to do that in a Muslim country. See what happens.
Try it in countries where being a lesbian is a crime, is a capital offense.
We take too much for granted here in this great country we live in. But let me clarify about the village mayors and the villages raising their own taxes. I mean, from existing taxes. So if they have like a pay less in there, they should be allowed to get some of that tax that the government gets for their village only, you know?
That's what I said. But you were busy with your hair on fire getting mad at me. So I said that. I said, look, if I got an MTM and I got a nice Payless over here and we've got property taxes getting paid, I as the mayor, and it would be the same in every village, but I would like a carve out of that so I would be able to continue to maintain the beauty of my village and encourage other people that want clean houses with no cars and no drug dealer down the street and businesses that would like to do business in my area. I think that's one of the ways that we reward mayors and their staffs.
And that's how we, as people that live in that village, get accountability because they have to put the debits and the credits in their columns when it comes to what do they do with this tax. Right now, all they could say, well, we didn't get the proper funding from the general fund. I mean, geez, come on, man.
I don't know what mechanism it would be required to do that, but I think that there is something there to that where you've got the taxes and a certain amount of the taxes in your municipality stay with you to be able to fund things like paying a guy to clean things up.
Here in Dedido, I'm tired of the road, that access road that goes into their store, potholes about the size of the village itself. I mean, they should be classified sinkholes, but, you know, potholes always appearing and flooding, always appearing. I mean, correct these problems. The best people to address this is the village mayor.
Well, you might need to take actions into your own hand, Jack, and do as what others have done. And I'm going to use a word that some people might consider racy, but what you want to do is you get these potholes and you draw them so that they look like penises. And before too much longer, you will get the attention from somebody. They will come out and fill that pothole.
Yeah, and as far as the Frank Uggan thing, you know, the best thing for our island, the best thing for our community, I hope that Frank is listening, is that he should switch party. You know, I've seen that guy in real life when nobody's looking. My son used to attend, graduated from Father Duenas, and sometimes him and his wife and myself and my son would be at that Tuesday or Thursday Mass. It's still a Mass, but he always comes there, during the wee hours in the morning before he heads off into the office. So I'm one of those people that, trust them by their works, not just by their words. And I hope that Frank realizes. I asked him this question on a Catholic radio station, which I think no longer exists because it hasn't been in the air past 3-4 months, the KOOG. But he was when he was running for governor at the time, I asked him this question: why are you still a Democrat, knowing the history of the Democratic? Why are you still there? And he gave an interesting answer. He said, I believe in my faith. This is him. He believes in his faith, and he believes that he can persuade, party members to turn away from this radical, abortion stuff. But in the end, when you have your own party in the national convention booing God, should we leave God in the ceremony prayers, or should we take out prayers? And you have people in your own party on the national platform booing God. It's time to reflect, really, and ask yourself this question: if we had proper education, we talk about proper catechism, if we had just a slither of proper education on the formation of political development and the parties in general in the U.S., I guarantee you we would have no members. There would be no Democratic Party here in Guam. There would be no Democratic Party. But what we have now are a two-party system. Yes, it's the Democrats and the ones who are not Democrats. We shouldn't be calling them GOPs or Republicans, but they're not. They're rhinos when it comes to the end. When you have only one member of the legislature say, I'm not attending that meeting because it violates, the open government law, and the other 14 go in there, you got a big problem.
That's it.
You got a big problem,
Or when they look the other way, when other people violate the open government law, and you recall when there ought to have been some media present once upon a time when the governor was meeting with those employees, with the people over at the Department of Corrections. Shut the door on the media.
And that's a media problem, too. There's a lack of a fourth estate responsibility here. There really is.
Well, they pretend to complain about it in some of the articles that get written, or the media wasn't allowed to attend. Excuse me, this is the way you do it. I'm sorry, we need to ask the media to leave the room. And you say, no, please tell me why I cannot be here.
Exactly.
And if you need to, I believe that this is an affront to the First Amendment and certainly your promises of transparency. I don't understand why I'm being told to leave the room. When did they do that? They did that a big get-together over at Dusett with the Department of Public Health and Social Services. You remember that? They were doing, a wash down on COVID-19, and they made the media leave the room, and I'm going, wait a second, since when do we have a media that doesn't have coconuts?
And that's we have lots of problems. We can't solve all of them, but what we can is solve the ones that we can't. We can at least attempt to do the ones that we.
Well, you got to remember what it is that you're doing, and you got to remember that there are people like Maria Ressa that are getting thrown in jail for what they are doing in the name of journalism, and you have to remember the name of countless other folks out of the Philippines, Southeast Asia, South America, people that are real journalists that have paid their ultimate price and have been summarily executed in towns where they were unappreciated and where there were no protections of the First Amendment. We've really got it good here, guys. So stop pretending these people are your friends. They're not. They are the subjects of our stories, and your job is to get the story.
And we are the hub of where tyranny, those fleeing from tyranny, they come here to Guam. You remember the Pol Pot, the Vietnam area. You remember when the Kurds were flown in here up at Andy South. So we have been a place where people come, first step on American soil, the difference between tyranny and oppression. We still got people coming in from China. I mean, a lot of people, they're here for spy. Believe me, if they could get a spy to go in bed with Eric Swalwell, and he still sits on the Intelligence Committee. They're not going to go bring in their spies to boats and stuff
Again,
like that.
there we go right back to how much do we trust our government. 9:45, Jack. I'm going to run. We touched a lot of ground here this morning, and I've got a headache.
Okay.
Okay, bye.
Have a good day.
I will. No, I'm just being grumpy because I got a head cold. I'm apologizing. I apologized in advance earlier today. It was one of those things. I crawled into just bed. I slid into the bed at 8:30 last night. And for the most part, I mean, as usual, it's kind of a fitful night. Usually about 2 o'clock, I will start waking up and start rolling around and catching little bits of snooze time. And then it got to be, I cannot wait anymore. The alarm's going off. I got to get out of bed and go to work. And I was grumpy to the cat, and I took a grumpy shower, and I brushed my teeth grumpy, and I drive to work. And even though I got to the gas station and got my Mr. Brown, and they had the PDN this morning, I was still grumpy. I smiled at the lady, but she knew I was grumpy. She's like, okay, I know you're a little bit sick here today. The question is, what do you want? And the answer is tantan ramen from Achi-sen. Doesn't that sound good? A little bit of spicy in the mouth. Yeah. I got an important notice here. We are hiring. All right. Now, I don't know what shifts they've got open, but I might ask if I can have one. Send your resume to Beyond the Box. The actual email address is btbmall@beyondtheboxguam.com. And you want to address this to Felice, who is the chief of the Beyond the Box at the Micronesia. Wouldn't it be cool just to work? What do you do here? Oh, whatever. I show you around. What are you interested in? I need new earphones. I need new Bluetooth. I need a little pen for my iPad. Oh, do we have the new iPads? I need one of those. What are they? The little round thing that it will find you if you're lost. The tag. Get the tags. You want to be right there when they open the boxes on all of the new Apple Plus stuff. btbmall@beyondthebox.com. She was actually asking if I knew anybody that could go and work there. But I'm being very, very, I'm chinu with my applications. If I get an application, I'll hold it very, very close until I've made my decision, because they're hard to get these days. All businesses, all categories. And maybe that's one of the things, and I don't know how they would begin to address it or under which pillar it would fall. But there is a new campaign platform that is out there. Came out, they unveiled it yesterday. And I love the way they did it. Not only did they unveil their 7-pillar platform, but they took a couple of gratuitous swipes at the administration and at their competition. Where is it? In Guam? I might have thrown away the newspaper it was in. I don't know. Or maybe I didn't. No, I did. But they took a couple of gratuitous swipes at Mike Nicholas and Lulian Guerrero, trying to make this point here. All these ads, all these things that are going on in the government of Guam that you are seeing and hearing about, all paid for by federal funds, guys. This is not, it's not like by some miracle of incredible fiduciary excellence or money saving, or that they made a whole lot of money. That we are rolling out all of these programs, largesse and goodness that is being sent out to all of the people of Guam. Well, not all the people of Guam, but certainly comes not from here, but from these federal funds. Remember watching that movie Apollo 13? Kevin Bacon presses the button and stirs the tanks, and all hell breaks loose. And he was like, "Well, could have been me, could have been you, right? Could have been any one of us that was told by Houston to stir the tanks, and I did, and that's all I did. But we still, are risking our lives headed to planet." That's exactly what's happening now. You got this money coming in from the Fed. And it is not as though, if it would have been the same, I think, if Felix was sitting in that chair, or Eddie was sitting in that chair, or Mike was sitting in that chair. Here's some federal money. What do we want to spend it on? And should we buy ads with the newspapers and the televisions and the radios and all of that stuff with our pictures in it? Now, full disclosure time. I have mouths to feed here. I have people for whom derive a nice income working at this radio station and enjoy a good time working with me. And in order to support those incomes and those salaries, we sell advertising. And we take contracts from anybody that wants to buy ads from us. whether or not you may think it's distasteful. So, that, having said that, yeah, you're going to hear those ads from Lou. You're going to hear those ads from Mike. I don't know that, we haven't gotten around to selling ads yet to Felix and Tony, but I'm sure that we will. The team also plans to return to the policy of assisting federal law enforcement in deporting non-U.S. citizen criminals. You have my vote. You can screw anything else up, but don't screw this up. If they violated the laws and the federal government says you violated this, you're going to go back. He says, we'll do that. That I'm aware of. Deport. I'm sorry. Hey, listen, there's nothing racist about it, guys. You're given a chance to work and play and get an education here on Guam, and you screw it up and you cannot take care of yourself, and you become a ward of the state. Going from one handout to another to the next. No place to sleep. So you're sleeping on the street, or you're sleeping at the front of the gas station that I go to in the morning. And frankly, the people here are tired of it. Maybe it's time that you say, well, I tried, didn't make it. It's too easy to get cheap liquor or whatever, and then go home. Go back. Try it another time, but don't wait until you are forced to leave town. Forced to go fly back with a marshal from the court to the island. You know what I hear from back in the old days when somebody would escort the guys back to whatever island they're from? They never left the airplane. They just have the chief of police meet me at the stairs. Would you like to come down? Maybe grab a drink, something to eat? Nope. Word is that they know that I am on this duty, and it's possible that I may never be seen again. So these guys, they just kind of stay on the airplane and wait till it takes off. But that in and of itself. And while I'm thinking about crime and punishment, at the top of my head, 952, there was a story, it was in the front page, I think, of yesterday's Guam Daily Post, and it was talking about a guy who got 90 years for rape and impregnation of, at the time, an 11-year-old girl. 90 years. And my response to that was, that's all? I know that there might be some people out there bleeding hearts, whatever. 90 years, man, die in prison. And I'm going, yeah, okay with me. But there was another angle on that story, and it will come out of my mouth very clumsy. But there are, pro-choice folks, and they're always talking about, well, what about in the case of rape or incest? And there's a great example in the otherwise tragic story that was on the front page of the news. I don't know how much of it you read. I know some of you will look at that kind of thing and just kind of roll your eyes and say, no, I don't want to know too much about this story. Don't want it to ruin my day. What an incredible cloud of negative. But there was a cloud of positive in that story as well. That little 11-year-old girl went on to give birth to a child. And you could have said, well, give it up for adoption and go back to being a little girl, go back to being a teenager. But apparently they didn't do that. She now lives apparently off island, someplace happier, more supportive, safer for sure, and has elected to keep the child. And I thought, there's something, there is one, for all of the just, I don't know, sin in the story. For all of the dark spots in that story, there comes this bright light. And frankly, I'm surprised that the pro-lifers in the community are not making more of a big deal about it. Or maybe it's it is as it appears and does not need to be made a big deal about. But I wanted to share that with you because I thought that was something else in that particular story. 90 years for what this guy did to the little girl, not enough. Sentiment for all time. You want to talk about chemical castration, physical castration? Let's have that conversation as well. 9:55, and I still have not. I keep looking at it like I'm going to read it, and I still haven't yet. A new season, 7 pillars of influence and opportunities. These are the basis of it, and I'll go through the whole thing. And yes, Ken Leon Guerrero, I promise I'll send you a copy of it. He thinks they don't like him in the Republican Party, and that's why he didn't get a copy of it. Sorry about that, Brad. Business. Under business. Says Felix and Tony and Frank want to rebuild and cultivate a strong and diverse economy. Okay. Just a couple of thoughts here. Strong and diverse economy. This diverse economy thing, maybe let's stop aiming at that because everybody says that. We're going to come up with another a stand in the stool, another leg of the stool of our economy here on Guam, so that we're not always dependent on the military and tourism. And in my mind, okay, yay, teamwork makes the dream work. Come on, sustainability. We'll recycle this, and we're going to circular economy that. All this stuff that they teach you in school. And I'm going, yeah, we've been talking about this for a long time, but I'm not actually seeing a whole lot of this right now. So how about we just concentrate on the two legs that we have? If we're going, it's going to take us a long time to get to, this build up this magical third leg, but let's make our relationship with and our bond with the military so unbelievably strong that they never, ever, ever question spending $1 here on Guam. Never, ever question sending a sailor or a Marine or an Army guy or whatever to spend some time on Guam with their family. Let's make it so that this place becomes one of those, we live and die based on that. And frankly, I think in the coming years, we're going to live and die on military spend. So we better start loving those guys up. And tourism, instead of throwing money at maybe, and I wish and I hope that this new the industry idea works out, how about we just spend a whole lot of money on the hospitality industry and make it the best? Make that a priority. Our streets ought to be paved with gold. We got to get rid of that god-awful, butt-ugly chain-link fence because it's ugly. Is there something prettier that we can put up there that accomplishes the same goal? Why does it seem so hard for people to come up with and imagine something like that? So I get it. Yeah, strong and diverse economy. But while we're going for diversity, let's make sure that the last two stools of our economic engine are as best or better than anybody else's. Education, developing a 21st century skilled and ready workforce. Tell you what, I don't know how you feel about language education and all of the other stuff that we work on in schools, but maybe we need to start working earlier with our young kids to get them in positions where they are IT literate the day that they graduate from high school, because that's among the big ones. And let's put a lot more emphasis on vocational education, strengthen our families and family values. That speaks to pro-life all day. Government, making government work better by improving support and services. I don't know how much money we've managed to spend, and if there's any money left over in the ARP funds. It's worth finding out how much automation technology are we buying. We ought to be the most automated, computerized government on the planet. I should never, ever, ever have to stand in line for anything, because there's an online solution to it. It was a good start getting registrations online and making it so you can make an appointment to get your driver's license. But I don't know. Seems like there's other places where we could use technology a little bit more. Faith. Strengthen faith-based initiatives, freedom and the dignity of human life. Attack the crime and drug epidemic. I like that, but it should have been up there right next to business. And health, promote a healthier, cleaner, and safer island community. I know how we can do that. First thing in the Camacho Ada Uggan administration, we're going to fix the Agana swimming pool. And we're not, we're going to fix the pool and the track and the football field down south, so people don't have to drive 20 miles out of their way to be able to get into some quality facilities. There's a whole lot that we can do. And the crazy thing is we got the money to do it right now. It wouldn't be a shame if you asked me if we had to wait until January of next year to start working through all of that kind of stuff. Good Lord. 10 o'clock? Was I on a roll? Oh, did I make any sense, Joe? Was that all right?
A lot of sense.
I'd like
than a three-prong approach.
I'd like to blame the medication that I'm taking this morning, but I honestly haven't started taking any yet. Hey, I gotta go though. I gotta go. I'm gonna jam. I'm gonna go and get some rest. Chances are really, really good that you're not going to see me out tonight. But we'll see what happens with tomorrow and the rest of the weekend. I'm definitely gonna get over this if we start looking at Grill Marks weather. I hope you get some Grill Marks weather. If not, I hope you have a fantastic time doing whatever it is that is going to keep you occupied. Maybe this is the weekend where you back away from the phone a little bit, spend more time with the kids. You remember their names? Ooh, tricky, right? Oh, wow. Boy and girl. Like in the movie. For Real Joe, Jerry Roberts, and Donna D, this is Ray Gibson saying thanks so much for watching, and check you on Monday about 6. Stand by now. It's time for Fox News on The Point.
The family family speaking out. I'm Joe Chiro, Fox News. Former Minneapolis police officer Derek Chauvin has been sentenced to 21 years in prison for violating George Floyd's rights during his 2020 arrest. Phalonis Floyd speaking to reporters.
He had no conscience. He showed no empathy. He showed no compassion.
Chauvin will serve the time concurrently with his 22.5-year sentence for a Minnesota state conviction of murder and manslaughter. Boris Johnson is stepping down as Prime Minister of the UK.
Johnson broke the news in front of number 10 Downing Street today. It's more of his government quit and protest demanding his resignation, citing the loss of trust in the man following a variety of scandals. What happens in the UK, of course, matters to the U.S., especially strategically.